Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah.
Welcome, everybody. Here we are. I'm back. Tyvus is back. G. Bush and the legend Mike Doss is with us.
Why is he a legend?
Come on, man.
The man's a legend. He won a national championship and a Super Bowl. How many people can say that?
And I have this.
Look at that ring.
Hey, let's see. It's cute.
Hall of Fame.
You see, so he got somebody that's gonna come on your level today, Tyvus.
Well, speaking of level, I need to tell the world, Steve, put the camera on me. This is serious.
Well,
right
real
now.
quick before Tyvus does, let me just tell you that the last 10 minutes we've been sitting here, G just showed up about 8 seconds ago. Although, to be fair, I only showed up about 10 minutes ago. But it's just been crazy. So go ahead, Tyvus.
So Steve, thank you, Steve. So, ladies and gentlemen of the world.
Yeah, tell them your story.
Obviously, y'all know that I drive from Columbus. Now, today was a hectic day. I had my wife was leaving, so I had to take the kids and drop them off at the grandparents. I had to drop my dog off at the vet. That's neither of that is here nor there. So I'm on 71, right? And people that's around this area, you know that in the Strongsville area,
Medina,
the police,
they're all
police is
over there.
very in that area, right? So I'm doing my thing, right? I'm in the fast lane doing my thing, and it's this white truck behind me, right? And I'm sitting there. You was behind me. Listen, let me tell my story. You was behind me literally the whole time. We get to Strongsville.
I'm gonna start the story over.
He drives around me and just shoots down the street.
Yeah.
And I look over and I'm like, is that Mike? So I call him on the phone.
All right, now before you tell that part, now let Mike get his side of the story in here.
You know, I got up normal Wednesday morning. I got dressed. I wanted to make sure I was presentable for my man's show. I said, I'm going to leave early. I'm going to get on time. Mike sent me the text. Hey, can you be here at 10:45? I said, I'm going to be there at 10:30. I'm going to get here early. Get settled in.
That's right.
So I leave my house at 8:15. Okay, I'm just cruising.
You was not cruising.
The Waze, and everybody know who on Waze. Waze tell you where the police at.
Right.
It's the interactive map.
I don't need
So, at the end of the day, I'm cruising, and here come this white SUV all up on my rear, and I'm like, okay. So I said, let me just pull over, get to the, I jump the next lane. Then I kind of look, I'm like, okay, it's tinted out. But then it slows down. And I jump back over. I got out, you know how you get out the fast guy's way, let him do his thing.
Yeah.
So then he slows down in front of me. So I guess he was looking at his rear view, like trying to decide, like, who is this?
No, that's not what I was doing.
He profiled the hell out of you.
He profiled.
I did not.
He profiled
I did not. We was getting to Strongsville, so I'm slowing down.
So now everyone knows in the Cleveland area, and I'm from Canton. So once you hit Route 18, as you get up to Strongsville, you know it's going to be 3-4 of them out there.
Yeah.
State troopers.
So what you up there?
I'm behind you.
Okay.
I'm behind you.
I'm trying to save you.
You know what I'm saying? My phone rang. I see Tyvus. I'm like, what's up?
First of all, he screened my call. He sent me the voicemail, so I was already upset at that.
No, that's not true. I said,
really?
I said, what's up, man? That's you in that Tahoe? He goes, yeah, that's me, Kyle.
He is lying. He is lying.
He said, you rolling in that Rover, huh? I said, yeah. I said, man, you came rolling up on me pretty fast there, man. You need to slow down. We right here.
That's not what he is.
We right here.
I feel like you got to be the tiebreaker on the side. He's telling the truth.
I swear, as my name is Tyvus Powell. He got from behind me,
I'm 42.
swerved 2 lanes over and took off. That's how I was able to see it was him. Then I called him. And I said, what, am I driving too slow for you?
My man's just from Canton. You know what I'm going with. You know what I'm going with. Tyvus, you was in the wrong.
No. Make a long story short, to end it all up, I got petty. Once we got past Strongville, I flew past him and I beat him here. I made sure that he wouldn't pass me for the rest of the trip. So we definitely was doing the thing on the highway because I don't know who he think he is.
Hit the city, get the exit, get off. I'm following.
Yeah.
You know, I pull up. So we at the light that you got to cross over into the parking lot.
Yeah.
I see the 133 address.
I
I'm
cut
like,
the
we
blinker
right here.
on.
I said, cool. So I'm like,
He ran you off the road.
so listen. So now he pulls in. And
Cut
I'm
my
like,
right
I
blinker
see him
on.
hit the ramp. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know. I ain't mature enough to go down there. I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
You know, he a regular. I'm a new guy. You know what I'm saying? So I try to call him like, can I come down there?
lying.
He sent me the voicemail.
Oh
You know what
my
I'm saying?
God.
So I had to park.
I'm about to pull the
Then
phone
security
record
come
up.
out.
Yeah.
Then security come out like, excuse me, sir. I said, I'm supposed to be on the radio. Tavis kind of was leading the way. He's like, oh, you with Tavis? Okay, you can park here. He's like, you can park here.
Now,
Then-
Mike, did you know that you and Tyvus were having a race once you saw each other?
I had no idea.
You didn't know,
I
but
had
you were
no
racing.
idea.
After he passed me,
You had to.
I had to show him like I can
his
drive.
mind.
If you want to take it there, we could go there.
He got the Z71. It really wasn't a race. I
Gene,
was
did
in
you
the-
get into it with anybody
you
today?
know.
I remember, a few months ago, you cut me off on the road.
I did. I got my wife's car today.
Yeah,
It don't
so
really.
taking it easy.
Yeah, she don't
Can't mess with her.
like. She be playing around.
Why
She
would
don't
you
like that
cut
stuff
Bull
like that.
off?
But he didn't know it was me.
I didn't know it was him.
By the way, if you were driving on 90 today, you probably you might have seen me. I texted the guys because I love that song by Montel Jordan. This is how we do it.
Yes.
You know that song? So that song came on. I'm in the car and I'm running a little later than I usually. So I'm driving pretty fast. I'm not gonna say how fast I was going, but I was driving fast. And I'm in the car with one hand on the wheel. I'm like, this is how we do it. I got the white man overbite going. People must have seen me in the car and thought, what the hell is going on
Why-
here?
why you-
I got the hands up in the air,
Actually-
G. Come on.
I would have actually
some of that.
started. I'd have
Give me some of
crashed
that.
from laughing at you. To be honest with you, that would be a sight to see.
That would be, right?
You know how your mom used to tell you, "Hey, don't you embarrass me in front of folks."
Right.
And you just going to throw Montel Jordan out here. You can't.
You don't like Montel Jordan?
Bro, that is the white guy song at a wedding. That's what you request that. Can I hear Montel Jordan?
You don't like that song?
And you
Come on,
said
that's a good
You
song.
requested.
Oh, my God. All right, we're going to have so much fun today. Later, we will talk specifically with Mike about his career, being a Buckeye, what it was like growing up with G. Bush.
Yeah. It's a lot of stories.
And the
Lot of
way you guys
stories.
talk about it is almost like Mike was a big brother type to you. Is that true?
No, Mike Dawes, listen, you got to understand, you can't wait to. These stories, Mike went through points in his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had stages. The first stage, he was a terror. This dude would not leave nobody alone. I'm like, bro, this dude don't quit, bro. I'm like, we just chilling right now, Mike. We just posting. You're like, nah, I got to be into it. Then he went through a little era where, you know what I'm saying, he was playing 3 sports and then was like, man, back where we come from, you couldn't play. He was playing varsity when he was like a freshman or something. So he just like, yeah. So then he separated.
All sports, too.
Yeah, all of them.
sports?
Yeah, separated himself. And then by the time he got to Ohio State, it was over.
All right, there's so many things we want to talk about with Mike. We'll get into that later, but he's going to be here with us for the whole show, and he'll talk about the Cavs with us, the Guardians, the Browns, all of it. The draft is tomorrow. Tanner Bibby, who we keep wanting to call Bibby, got the call up.
Let's
He's making
go.
a start for the Guardians, who are playing like absolute ass right now. First, we go to Mike. What's up, Mike?
We got 2 ad reads to get to right off the top. First, we have a super chat brought to us by our good friends at PCC Airfoils. If you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. This super chat comes from Kevin Kosjancic. I hope I said that right. Kosjancic. He said the 0-2 title team was when I fell in love with Buckeye football. Mike Doss was my absolute favorite player. This is going to be a dynamite show.
Yes.
Kevin, we completely agree. And Bull, you won your bet yesterday.
I'm on
You were
fire.
on fire in baseball bets, and today's baseball bet, as always, is brought to us by Bet Rivers. Hey, Ohio, Bet Rivers Online Sportsbook is the place to be for every single game. Right now is the perfect time to join Bet Rivers Sportsbook because when you use deposit code SPORTS, you receive a second chance bet up to $500. You can get in on all the action like baseball, hockey, basketball, you name it, they have it, and they're going to help you win big. Check them out at betrivers.com. Download the Bet Rivers app today for the latest lines, odds, and boost. Bull.
And my
we're
Bet
going
Rivers
today.
podcast today, talking Aaron Rodgers, talking NBA playoffs. Dalvin Cook might get traded, which is interesting. And Brandon Stokely's going to be on my show. Did you play with Brandon Stokely?
Yes, that's my guy.
He's good. All right, I'm gonna
Ask him about Boo-Ray.
Boo-Ray?
Boo-Ray.
I got to write that down. Mike, can you write that down for me? I got to ask
I'll
about
text you
Boo-Ray.
right now.
Brandon Stokely's going to be on the podcast on Friday, and my bet today. So, basketball, I'm not doing great, but baseball, I'm on fire. I've hit 2/3 of the games. 2/3. If you bet every game I bet with baseball, you are doing really well right now. The Royals stink. They're the only team with the A's are the only team with a worse record than the Royals. The Diamondbacks are one of the surprise great start teams. They got Zach Gallen pitching today. You got to bet it on the run line, otherwise you're too big a favorite. I mean, you could bet the Diamondbacks straight out to win, but they're like -250. But on the run line, it's only -120. Diamondbacks -1.5. They're going to kill the Royals today. Zach Gallen will give up 0 or 1 runs. That's an easy one for you with the Diamondbacks. I like the Cubs today too. But the game was off the board this morning, so I didn't pick it.
And my A's bet, I officially cracked them up $100.
You're up 100?
Up 100.
What are you betting with that again?
$10 on the run line against the A's. 162 games this year.
So,
I'm up
yeah.
$100.
In other words, the A's got to lose by 2 runs every day, and they're horrible.
Oh, wow.
One of the worst rosters I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
This strategy might be fire. He up money. He might win money.
Oh, yeah?
I'm up $100 already.
Right. I mean, not going to win a ton.
Well, I'm
because
only betting $10 per game.
Right.
So
and even on the
profits
run
are
line,
back.
Oakland's, the other team is still going to be minus in most cases.
Yeah, most days.
But anyway. All right, so let's get right into it. Guys, Game 5 is tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like losing track of days here. Game 5 tonight. The Cavs are down 3. What's wild right now, guys, is before we get to the Cavs specifically and what's happened in this series, is that we all thought it was a coronation to a Milwaukee-Boston Eastern Conference final. Boston blew a double-digit lead last night. They'll still probably win, but is Trae Young the most underrated player in the NBA, by the way?
No, they say it's Jalen Brunson.
He's overrated.
You think
I'm
Trae
about to
Young's
say,
overrated?
he got voted for
Is Trae
overrated.
Young not the most? I've heard he's not likable. The teammates don't like him.
Yeah,
Is
they
that
don't
true?
like him.
I don't know why. Is he the best offensive player in the NBA? Offense, just.
No.
Hell no.
Are you sick in the head?
No.
That's the worst take. That's the worst take
Wait a
he's
second.
had in a year.
Yeah,
bro.
No.
Wait a second. For the record,
not at all.
I didn't make that take. I asked the question. And the reason I asked that question
Yes.
is because former NBA player Brian Scalabrine said it this morning, and it seemed surprising to me. But he was responsible for more points in the NBA, if you look at points and assists combined, than any other player.
Did you see Devin Booker? Did you see KD? Them dudes out there moving around. Steph Curry, as long as
Steph missed like 20 games.
as long as Steph Curry is alive, Trae Young is right up underneath him.
Okay.
Like he's the assistant pimp. He is not the
But
dude.
it is impressive that Atlanta's made it to 6
assistant.
games. And Milwaukee, who plays tonight too, they are on the brink of elimination. This is stunning.
No, it was. I mean, when you use Giannis and he gets the back injury, then you saw in the first half the other night he did something, a little twist, and he showed his face, kind of showed it, and he was not the same the rest of the game. And then that would just allow Butler to just go crazy.
What a
Butler
game he
put
had.
on a phenomenal show. I mean, I'm not a Butler fan, but what I saw the other night, I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
he was
Jimmy-
like,
Jimmy-
he was like, give me this. He was like, give
Jimmy
me
do
this.
that every playoffs. Like
but
it's playoff Jimmy.
When he came
for
down
real.
and hit them 2 threes, like Yaka.
Actually, it was one was a 3, the other one he told the line that gave it 2.
When he hit both of them, he was like Yaka. I was like,
it was a
ooh,
heat check
he was
for
on
sure.
it.
I was sitting there like, ain't nothing you could do about
I
that.
mean, he basically put the entire Heat team on
On
the
his
For
back.
sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So Donovan Mitchell, here's the situation. Donovan Mitchell.
What is that?
We got the Cavs Junkyard Dog Shane, and today's
Yeah.
Junkyard
You know
Dog
what
is
I'm
Tyvis
Yeah.
for beating Mike to the studio. Our first official Junkyard Dog Chain of the year goes to Tyvis.
Come on now.
Wait, why is he getting it?
This is unacceptable.
What?
These dudes create a chain that we don't know about, and then give it to him for a mythical job that he did.
Right.
What do you mean?
Who said it was a
Wait a
competition?
Wait a minute. Who said it was me? He was racing me.
No, I was not.
This
was
man
not
foot
racing
was
you.
all the way down on the floor.
I had no idea it was you till you
These
called
guys,
me.
these guys.
After you knew it was me, then what you try to do?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. Yes,
You was on 90 like
I
on 80.
cannot
I 80.
believe
Wait a second.
that you gonna sit here and lie like this.
Dude, I had
Explain how
no
we
idea
ended
where
up
I
with
was
the chain.
Explain this
Because I
chain
won
to
the
us.
race.
Actually, I
I'll
actually
explain.
beat him to
Yeah.
the building. He just went to the garage and ran in here. 'Cause
I
didn't
beat
have
him.
access.
I literally
I didn't
beat
have
him
access.
into the
You know,
parking
that's
lot.
true.
I didn't have.
I beat him to the park. You raced to the parking lot.
I could have actually beat you down here for real. I could have.
I was in front of you the whole time,
Mike.
Mike, what is wrong with you?
But it's your show.
All right, explain what we got.
Mike.
We'll get back to
Next time
Cast
we
Off.
have to record this whole
Our
thing.
awesome marketing director, Dan Cantero, walked in and said, "Y'all want this plastic chain?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, let's bring it out."
Okay.
Tyvus had the, he won the race to get in the building today. Mike.
Oh, I see.
Mike, I apologize. I didn't know you were in the hallway or in the parking lot.
You know I was in the parking lot. You
So-
was watching
Come
the
on now.
cameras.
Tyvus, was that your
Gets the
LeBron
first
scowl?
official
there? Was that what you were
Right.
doing?
Security came out there twice.
Speaking of which, did you guys hear that video, that audio of LeBron talking to Dylan Brooks? Did you guys hear
Yes,
this?
I did.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I don't think Dylan Brooks said a word.
Right.
He didn't talk to the media after the game
No,
either.
he was quiet.
said, "I'm
Real
out."
quiet. It was pregame.
Yeah.
Like
pregame.
so what he said?
What did he say in there?
No, because
No,
he
we
dropped some
cannot
F-
air it. We cannot repeat it.
He was basically,
Yeah.
basically
He
telling Dylan Brooks to shut the
Right.
F
He
up.
basically let him know, like, you don't got the ability to even be trying to talk about me publicly. Like, just keep your mouth closed. Like, my history in this NBA and who I am is at a level that why are you even trying to even stir me, get me going?
That's pretty.
And that stopped.
And it was
you,
like you had to read the lips, kind of just to,
Right.
like it was kind
To
of like
put two and two
you know,
together.
somebody talking and looking at you with that. He real close and he just kind of was like only he can hear him.
And then he's sitting there
Right.
like this with his eyes.
Right.
What's funny is
That's
that-
shocking because LeBron usually hit you
That's
with
right.
some-
Jason Lloyd brought up
Yeah.
that
Hit
point
you
the
with
other
this.
day. He said LeBron wanted everybody to see what he was
he
saying.
hit with that.
Because he usually covers his mouth.
Correct.
That's the difference between.
Don't piss off LeBron.
Hey, that's the difference between metaphors and real rap. You can't look, man. He told him, "I'm gonna come out here and get 20. I'm gonna get 20 and 20. Y'all about to lose. We a 7 seed. You a 2 seed." And Dylan Brooks, man, he up for a contract. What he did, he hedged his base. Said, "I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna make myself be somebody. I'm gonna be somebody in this world." And then it didn't work out that same way, bro.
And they're going home tonight.
You should have picked D'Angelo Russell.
No, he could have picked anybody but LeBron.
But yeah,
Not smart.
That doesn't make sense for him.
All right, guys, let's get back to this game tonight. Who thinks the Cavs are going to win? You think the Cavs are, not the series, but tonight?
I can see.
I think
I
they'll
think the
win.
Cavs will win tonight.
I think
They'll
they'll
come
win
back.
tonight, too.
Home
Are we all-
fans, the energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing about Ohio fans, I lived it being from McKinley, lived it at Ohio State. It's like you have to show them something to get them wrapped up.
Yeah.
The difference in New York is like we ain't been in the playoffs in 20
Yeah.
years. We turned up the entire time we here in New York. So for them to come back home, I think they'll have the crowd behind them and they'll fight, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a tough one to try to win 3 straight.
Do you guys think Donovan Mitchell maybe it's unfair to ask him to have a Jimmy Butler-like game, but does he?
He needs to.
Does he need to play kind of at that level
Yeah.
almost?
Yes.
I would say he would need to have anywhere between 34 and 40, but at least 10 dimes. The offense is going to have to go through him. I think he needs to be hot. And
This is what I'll say, Mike.
Go ahead.
This man is 5th or 6th in all-time playoff points, like average.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he hit that number. I think he hit it one time in this series.
right.
The whole
Game one.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Game
game one was
Right.
the only time. He has been MIA. Like that second half against the Knicks in game 4. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, if that was the case,
Right.
I mean, DG came out and did exactly what everybody got on DG because we all was in the chat.
Yep.
We all talked about it. Halftime, DG came out, sparked the thing up, and he just was a no-show. And it's unbelievable that a guy like that who's been this good for this whole season just went MIA like that. You can't do that and be the star here. And I feel bad for DG because it's like it was DG's team. Then obviously Donovan came and he gave up the team rights to Donovan Mitchell. So it's like when games start, it's like DG's in the bind. Like, do I start it or do he start it? Do I let him do his thing or do I come out and do my thing? And it was one of those games where he seen he was struggling, and that's why DG came out in the second half. But he never came with him. Like you can't be Batman and not show up. Like, that's ridiculous.
And to Tyvus's point, G, like he's right. DG set it up for Donovan Mitchell to finish. He didn't.
Yep, he did.
But overall, from the series, neither one has played well enough.
No, they gotta be the best 2 players in the series. We drafted these guys before we did the series, and most everybody had between the 2 teams, the Knicks and the Cavs, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell coming off the board first.
Yeah.
And I thought Darius Garland came out in the 3rd quarter. He was aggressive. I thought he got other people involved. and I thought he did his part to get him back in the game. When you get him up by 2, or when the game's close, you down by 2, up by 2, now your closer is supposed to get you home. But I'll say this: here's the winning formula for how the Cavs win this series. So you got to think of it in terms of how you think of it as an athlete in your psyche. If they come back, it's Game 5, you at home. You know you're going to have the crowd. You know you're going to have your role players playing better because it's at home. And you tell yourself, and Kenny the Jet Smith said this, he said, if you get to Game 5, you tell your boys in the locker room, man, we ain't losing at home. We're not about to lose at home. We got to have some pride. Right. We're not about to lose today. Right. So if you know you ain't going to lose that game, you say, okay, well, we win that game, we go back to New York. Then you rationality start kicking in. You say, okay, well, look, the pressure on them. Yep. Now we 3-2, pressure on them. What if we get out to a quick start? What if we up by 10 points? Everything, now they sitting there thinking, wow, you know what? We got to put these dudes away today because you go back home, ain't no way in hell we about to lose to these cats at home. Right. So now all you need to do is get past this game, and now when you get past that game, that little thing start creeping in the back of your mind.
The doubt.
That doubt, and all you need is a crack.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Mike, you confident in any of the Cavs bench guys right now?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, your top 7 got to do everything. You know, I mean, you may get to 8, but your top 7 got to do everything. These guys, you know, LeVert got to be able to come in and give you a spark. You know, we traded for him. He's an Ohio guy. I mean, he needs to probably have double digits, maybe 15, 16 points, you know, and allow us to manifest. But the energy in the stadium has to be there. If there's no energy in the stadium, then the Knicks are just basically overpower them and end it.
I think to be honest with you, I think the disappointment in this outside of Donovan has been the post play. We can't, we got 2 guys that's supposed to be really good in the paint with Evan and Jared, and neither one of them is like dominant. And then you let Mitchell Robinson, ain't his name Mitchell Robinson? That's
Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein.
Comes out and literally tells you, like, y'all know what it is when we do. Like, if somebody say that, you got to prove them wrong.
He and Hartenstein have dominated the paint.
That's what I'm saying.
All the big spots.
And it's really showing because we need those points. Like those couple of putback dunks and those second chance shots, we not getting them. And it's really showing a lot. Like in the game we blew them out, we got a lot of second chance points.
Karis LeVert had a big game.
Exactly.
You know what's amazing is you look at the 4 best players in this series. Darius Garland's been a huge disappointment. Donovan's obviously been a massive disappointment. Julius Randle hasn't done that much for the Knicks. Brunson's the only guy of the big 4 that has played great. And obviously Josh Hart's been fantastic. But Brunson has clearly been the best player in the series.
We have to stop Brunson. You have to slow him down. I don't care if he has 20 points, but just the way he just gets access to the paint,
and that's
he
why
just drives and dishes. He's getting free looks for guys, and they're making shots.
That's why I think they got to put, as much as I hate to say it, you got to leave Karis in the starting lineup over. I mean, not Karis, Okoro over Karis because you need that defense in the beginning.
It's a catch-22 because with Okoro in there, you're going to get better defense. But now you have 3 guys in the starting lineup who can't hit an outside shot.
Well, this is why you tweaking stuff. This is why I came. This is why I came in today with the blueprint. This is what you gotta do, bro. I'm just letting you know. Hey, Jared Allen, I like you, dog. You're a nice dude. If I had a daughter that was older, not like young, pause, or I had a sister, and I had people that I knew. Like, I love for them to date you. You're a nice dude. You got the afro. You're a nice guy. You play Dungeons and Dragons, all that good stuff. But right now, you looking real spooked, bro. You looking like, I told her yesterday.
4 rebounds? Come on, man.
It literally looks like he had to take his dog to the vet and knew it wasn't coming back. Just listen. Let me that's the way he looked.
Wow.
Like he trying to tell his daughters, like, hey, man, how we gonna break this to the little ones?
He had 4 rebounds.
That's
4 rebounds.
4 rebounds. This man was like a walking double-double.
Here's what we gonna do. He's out of the starting lineup. I'm gonna take him off the bench. You need shooting. I'm gonna open this thing up. I'm gonna play Mobley at the 5. I'm putting Danny Green in the starting lineup, and I'm gonna go with Danny Green, Okoro, Garland, and Donovan Mitchell, and we can roll with that. See, now I got 3 shooters, supposedly, allegedly, with Danny Green. We don't know if he's going to shot, but he's supposed to, right? Right. We got the Isaac Okoro, who now I could put on Brunson full time, and now I got Mobley at the 5. So now everything is opened up a little bit. We can kick, we can drive. The paint is a little less, congested, and plus, now I can kick the ball to Mobley at the high post. Yeah. He can go one-on-one. With Hartenstein, he could go one-on-one with Mitchell Robinson, and now you got to guard me one-on-one instead of being able to drop off and do stuff.
The only pushback, that's a great plan. The only pushback I would give you is it all depends on how Julius Randle's playing. Right. If Julius Randle standing at the 3-point line, 100% run that lineup. But if he backing people down,
if he catch one of them,
Danny Green ain't got a chance.
You gonna give up something on the glass, and you gonna give up something
which is something we can't afford to do.
There's no perfect answer right now. Like it's desperation time.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like an interesting thing to try. I mean, why not? Nothing else is working.
I'm all for
right
it too. And Jason Lloyd said he talked to a personnel guy.
Yeah.
Who told him right along the same lines, not the same 5, but he would put Allen on the bench, start Mobley at the 5, and space the floor. Because right now Mitchell's trying to attack, Garland's trying to attack, and the Knicks have 8 feet in the paint before either of those guys get off the pick and roll because there's no shooting, no spacing whatsoever.
No threats outside.
It's ugly.
Oh, it's unfortunate that wing that we all was talking about we needed at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Definitely came back.
Listen, they didn't have anything to trade really, but like how much better would this team be if they had Josh Hart right now?
I'll take him.
I mean, my gosh.
Man,
the Knicks gave up a lot
or
for
Malik
Hart,
Monk.
That was impossible.
Yeah, I mean,
I look at it like this. I talked to Jason Lloyd. I said it's all about the long-term viability of the roster, right? People will say, well, G. Bush, you having a knee-jerk reaction again. I'm like, well, not really. This is actually kind of something they might want to think about. Moving forward, ask yourself this. Offensively, you can't even throw the ball to Jared Allen and get a bucket. Like, you can't even throw him. He can't give you a drop step, a jump hook. So if he can't do that, what is he going to give you? Like, he's just down there. And if he's already getting destroyed in offensive rebounding, and by the way, this is just the Knicks. This ain't the Bucks.
Right.
This ain't the Heat, Boston.
Right.
Yes.
This the Knicks.
it's fair. If Jared Allen's not giving you the rebounds and the defense, then he doesn't bring much to the table.
Exactly.
So, and he's not giving you those things. He's been a huge disappointment.
I sure wish we could rewind this clip because when I said trade him for LeBron, everybody told me I was crazy.
You sure did.
We were
You
dumb
sure,
as hell. What the
They
hell?
sure did.
No, why would we do that? Jared Allen is a key piece. Okay?
Hey, listen. Hey, you're right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Cats threw you under the bus, bro.
Mike was asking us a question before the show about, is this, how'd you put it about Donovan Mitchell? Is it a statement game?
Legacy.
So listen,
legacy game?
This is not a shot at Mitchell, but this is a legacy game from tonight. Let me lay out my reasoning for you. You guys can disagree if you want, but since the bubble series, when he went absolutely bonkers offensively, 2 50-point games in a 7-game series against Utah, which, mind you, they lost that series in 7, and in Game 7, he only scored 22 points, shot 32% from the floor, was 7 of 22, and they lost by 2.
Against who?
That was against Denver in Game 7 of the bubble series, which he scored 57 in Game 1 and 51 in Game 4. So he was phenomenal in that series. But Game 7, when it mattered most, he had by far his lowest scoring output and by far his lowest efficiency. The next season, 2021-2022 season, they crush Memphis. They lose Game 1 when he doesn't play. They win the next 4. However, in the second round against the Clippers, Mitchell once again phenomenal in Games 1 and 2. In Games 5 and 6, which they both lost and were eliminated from the series, Mitchell once again 21 points on 6 of 19 shooting, and he had 39 points in the closeout game, but was 12 of 37 from the floor. Lack of efficiency, massive numbers. And then last year against Dallas, in a Game 5 loss, 9 points, 4 of 15 from the floor. Game 6, 9 of 17 from the floor, 23 points. They lose by 2, 0 of 8 from 3. He has been really good in the playoffs, and his playoff lore was illuminated by those 2 50-point performances
in the bubble
in the playoffs.
With no fans.
In the bubble, no fans. Scoring was up around the league. Since then, in the most important playoff games, he has not shown up to the same level he has in some of these other Game 1s, Game 2s. And after a dud in New York, back-to-back duds in New York, coming home to Cleveland in front of this home crowd, I do think he needs to establish himself back to that dominant superstar level we know he can play at, to then erase any of the doubts that, hey, maybe what we saw in the bubble was a little bit of a fluke.
So, guys, I would say, like, James Harden in the last 20 years, one of the best regular season players, right? Like, put some huge numbers. But most people don't think of him as a great player or not at the same level as other great players because he's had so many bad moments in the
Choke
playoffs.
artist is what he is.
Right, exactly.
Choke artist.
And more than any other sport, even football, where Eli Manning's going to the Hall of Fame basically only because he won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Only
I'm
two?
just busting Mike's balls.
saying-
Not only, but I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame without the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, in my opinion.
Correct.
He does not.
I don't think he does. But basketball, more than even football, your legacy is determined by the playoffs and the playoffs only.
Correct.
The regular season doesn't matter. You can put up huge numbers. That's why some person, not going to name any names, got a little crazy. We're going to continue to bust his balls about this, saying that maybe this was the greatest Cavs season ever.
Who?
Oh, Earl.
Earl.
Right. That was
lost
Earl.
his mind.
I wasn't going to say it, Earl.
I thought y'all said no names.
I said no names.
That's why I said
But G did throw you right under the
between
bus.
him and G, they made the most craziest statements this year. And y'all need to publicly apologize.
Hey, man,
G need to apologize, and G need to apologize for saying Donovan Mitchell's already the second best Cav to ever play. Like that's a lie.
Hey, man,
it's a lie.
Look, you got to look at it like
Put
this,
some
bro.
respect on Kyrie,
You
man.
gotta, listen, here's the thing. You got to realize this. First and foremost, you get a bump by playing with LeBron. Let's stop acting like.
my goodness, man.
Let's stop acting.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
Come on, man. That's the facts.
That's true.
What's wrong?
So wait. No, it's fair.
Kyrie is dope.
Oh,
I would say
man.
Wait, that's
where
fair,
K-Love at?
but wait, to
Where
Tyvus'
K-Love at
defense,
right now?
to Tyvus'
He
defense,
come off
guys,
the bench.
that doesn't take away
K-Love.
everything.
No,
He got a bump. He
Yes,
played with LeBron.
everybody
Come
gets a
on.
bump from LeBron.
that don't take
no doubt.
that don't take away from it. But if you
Scottie Pippen's still a Hall of Famer. He got a bump from Michael. He's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, but
Yeah.
you get that bump. What I'm saying right now is if you look at the way Donovan Mitchell is playing, right, and you take a look at the playoffs, you are correct. You do have to. It's all about what you do in the playoffs, right? These two know it. Like, we're not trying to hear what y'all did against Northwestern.
No.
We're not counting no Illinois games, bro.
we're
And
not.
at all.
Right.
None. You be like, hey, man, I was bought. They look at you like, come on, dog. You get paid for Michigan. That's it. That's all y'all. We care about, and then we'll talk about bowl games afterwards. But that's what y'all get paid for. Y'all understand that. The problem with the Cavs sometimes, and sometimes critiquing Cavs fans is, y'all standards don't be where you're supposed to be. Listen, Donovan Mitchell is a great ball player. He got an opportunity to make his legacy. LeBron, I saw what legends look like. I saw Kyrie hit the shot. I seen him come down for 3-1 against the greatest team of all time. Now, if you can't come back from 3-1 against the Knicks, Jalen Brunson's a nice little story. He's the upgraded version of Damon Stoudemire. That's who he is. Left hand and all.
So are you saying that you taking back your statement?
About in terms of Donovan Mitchell being the second best Cavs?
Yeah.
No, I don't necessarily
gotta
take
take
that
that.
back.
That was crazy.
That is
was crazy.
blasphemy.
First of all, he's only played for 1 year. I mean, Kyrie was here, 8 years?
Listen, you
got
nine. All right. So when you talk about it, skill for skill, set for set.
Kyrie's better.
Now hold on.
I think it's close, but
It's
if you
a
ask me-
close
and
comparison.
I'll admit that this is a little knee-jerk in the moment. But you ask me, I got to make one big shot in the playoffs. Who am I taking? I'm taking Kyrie over Donovan Mitchell any day of the week.
Kyrie done hit some big shots, but Kyrie done also been up out of here in some series. How many game series he missed because he was injured? I can count
What
that.
you talking about is irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I'm talking about Kyrie.
Kyrie injured too. He just stated. Mike just said he missed game 2 in the one series 2 years ago.
Who? Oh, Donovan Mitchell?
yeah.
No, well,
But
Kyrie
he's never missed the whole series.
No, the whole series. I
He's
go
never
back.
missed the whole series.
14, Kyrie was out.
Yeah. Yes.
He was out for the Celtics whole series.
And then Kevin Love got
Then Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Then when he played for the Celtics, he went to the Celtics when
was out.
when
Yeah.
LeBron beat them in the Garden for
Right.
game. He was out that series. Then he played for Brooklyn. He twisted his ankle against your boys, the Milwaukee Bucks, and then he was out that whole
Are
series.
you talking about the champions of that?
Oh, and by the way, Oh, by the way, he played with Luka Doncic and he's at the crib. He's with us. I talked to him the
That
other
is
day.
embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
He's at the
They didn't
crib.
make the play.
Did he not show up and do his
But
job?
nonetheless, you
show
got to
up.
make one big
What the
spot in
heck
the
does
playoffs.
that have to do with anything about
One
him being a
big shot in the
Cavs?
playoffs. Who you taking?
I'll
What's that
take
got to do
Kyrie.
with him being the second best Cavs?
Yeah, like
Donovan
what? Oh,
Mitchell
that's cute.
better
But what
than
that got to
Kyrie
do
or
with
not
the
as
second?
the second best Cavs?
I-
Yes or
it's
no?
debatable.
You made
It's
the
not
statement.
debatable.
I didn't hear it.
It's not
but I'm hearing it
debatable.
now.
It's
I'm hearing
debatable.
it now.
Hey, I will
would-
say, I will
That's
say.
almost like me holding a squirrel in the locker room. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later.
That's almost like me
I'm
holding a
telling
squirrel in
you.
the locker room.
I'm telling you. Watch how this works.
Yeah.
After tonight, y'all gonna be like, oh, well look, he back on.
Well,
we'll be
no,
back to
because
love him.
he doesn't. He can hurt his legacy more than help it tonight.
Mitchell?
Yeah, because
Yes.
if they win this game and then lose Game 6, who cares?
The legacy game, McNuggets, ain't 5. The legacy game is 6.
If they get there.
Because
They get there.
if you get to 6,
You got
and
a
he
chance
put
to
up
tie it.
and he
Yeah.
put up the 60 or whatever,
That's what he gonna have to.
and in a redemption game, and the Knicks, he make the Knicks grab their necks.
And we come back to Cleveland for Game 7. And
I
now-
want to see Donovan Mitchell average 40 points over the next 3 games. That's a lot to ask, but
It
if he's
is.
a superstar, he should
He's
be able to
capable.
do it.
He's capable.
He's
Yeah,
capable.
And I will
Let's
give it.
go.
I
and
mean,
will-
at this point, he know what they doing. They blitzing him every time he get the ball.
And
And he gotta. If that's the case, what he should do is he should let DG do his thing early on, so they can try to make the adjustment. Okay,
Right.
Donovan's taking the back seat this game,
floor
Wait,
and then
wait.
Clear the floor up a
Mike,
little
hold
bit.
on 1 second, then I'll let you hop in. But Tyvus, every superstar in the NBA gets double teamed
That's
in the
right.
playoffs.
That's
let's,
true.
Let's
All
not
of it.
pretend that they're not throwing double teams at Booker, double teams at Durant, double teams at
you
LeBron,
can't
Ja,
double
all
team.
those
You can't
guys.
double team Durant or Booker because either other one's gonna go crazy.
Well, they still getting double teamed when they come
Thank you,
across
Mike.
the
Thank
half
you.
court.
By the
They
way,
get the ball at their hand fast.
Well, Donovan's turning the ball over.
we're not going to
that-
diminish what Kyrie did. I know people be probably.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. His legacy came
He,
when
thought,
they was
he thought about it, y'all.
No. This is facts. I'll get some new
It
information
comes a
today.
backhanded compliment.
Thought about it.
I'll give me some new information today. I'll change that in a heartbeat. What you talking about?
Go ahead.
He could be great and then trash tomorrow. Now look, when you go back and look at that Kyrie series, I've seen this series 100 times. When you go back when they came back from 3-1, they go out to Golden State in the game that him and LeBron get 40 apiece. Is one of the greatest. It was one of the greatest performances ever because they did exactly what we talked about earlier. They said, "Listen, we got to go out and get one. If we can get one,
Right.
it's me and you."
Yeah.
So Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. This is a game where you say there is no way we're letting our team lose today
At home.
at home
For sure.
If we got to get 100 apiece, that's what it's going to be.
I never
And
thought-
then you get that.
Yeah.
You move on to the next one. Now all you got to do is win one game in the guard.
That's all you got to do is win today.
But
That's right. We
the
have to win
interest-
today, we can talk about tomorrow.
There you
That's
go.
right.
The
They gotta win
interesting
today.
thing is that DG, he turned up, and it's you can clearly see that this Cavs team got fight because DG comes in and turn up, everybody immediately plays better except Donovan. So like, why is it that when Donovan turn up, everybody else don't follow that? Why does it take DG? Why does DG have that effect over a team, but Donovan don't?
In fact, I thought Jared Allen had his best stretch when DG got real hot.
Yeah, 'cause he got him involved.
He was alley-ooping to him like a
Yeah.
bunch of times. All right, guys, let's end the Cavs conversation with this. How does this series end? What's your prediction, Tyvus?
Cavs in 7. Wow. I gotta ride. Listen, I'm riding to die. I'm riding
Mike,
to die. with
Cavs
mine.
win tonight, and they'll win tonight. We go to New York and see what happens.
Okay, we'll see what happens. G,
Man, I was sleeping on this.
oh boy, I didn't know you slept at all.
Very few hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Cavs in 7.
Come on now. Come
I'm
on
gonna
now.
I'm gonna drink that.
Come on now.
I'm gonna drink that
Come
game
on
7. The game 7 Kool-Aid, chat. Get in the.
Wow.
I need the
Let's go.
emojis. The game 7 Kool-Aid.
Hopefully it's better than
Show
the Browns
some love in
Kool-Aid.
the
I
chat.
just want us to win tonight.
The game 7.
Tomorrow we ain't gonna be
baby.
talking about this. They lose tonight.
Let's go. I seen it.
What you got, boy?
I didn't sleep much either because I had the runs for 2 out of the last 3 days.
You gotta stop eating them
Mess.
hoagies.
I can't. The only thing I've eaten today is saltine crackers. That's it.
That's all.
oh,
When
yeah.
you got the
My stomach's
runs, that's
disaster.
all you supposed to
My
eat.
God. But I got the Knicks in 6. I don't think the Cavs have played well enough that I'm going to believe they're going to
They
win
just
3 in a
need to
row.
win one game in the Garden.
It's
They
hard
just
to
gotta
win 3 in a
tonight.
row.
Just-
Can they win tonight?
They can win tonight. I'm not worried about it. They need to win one,
here's
which
the
they
question.
haven't done this whole season.
Yes.
Is won a game in the Garden.
promised.
Here's the
Can they win
question.
Tomorrow's
tonight?
not Friday.
They'll win tonight, and I think they'll win tonight going away McNuggets.
Here's the question. This is the most important question. The four of us and Mikey McNuggets play 5-on-2 against LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I'm not playing.
We lose.
I'm not playing.
Mike's
Sorry,
not playing. I
ain't
shouldn't
playing.
play.
We lose.
We
Me
probably
and
lose.
Tyler was talking about that already.
How about the 5 of us
I'm
just
done.
against
He's
LeBron?
29.
Yeah.
He like
Still
he
lose.
said give me
Wow.
2 weeks. He said give me 2
Tyvus,
weeks.
I'm
Stand
winning.
for that?
I'm winning. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm like Michael Jordan. If I'm out there, we got a shot.
All right.
You
Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
We just talked the series. Does everyone think the Cavs win tonight?
Yes.
Is everyone
Yes.
going on the record?
Yes.
I got
Cavs
Knicks
win
in
tonight?
6,
Yes.
but
Yes.
Cavs win
7.
tonight.
Cavs
I hope
win,
I'm wrong.
Cavs win
win
by
tonight.
at least 12 tonight.
I hope these guys are right.
I will be in the building tonight, by the way. Shout out to my
look at
boy
you.
Justin. Had an extra ticket. I'm going to
Oh,
sit with my guy
man.
Justin.
Oh,
so
very
Must be
if
nice.
you see me, if you're going to the game, come say what's up.
Okay.
I might have to bring that Cavs chain with me, Tyvus. We'll
There you
see.
go.
I'm
No,
probably gonna talk about
I might let you borrow it.
Mikey will look hilarious wearing that chain. It actually looks good on Tyvus. With you,
Kirk
that's
Cousins.
going to be
Look like
rough.
Kirk
We'll give it a
Cousins.
shot. Also, even though I'll be at the game, I will still be on the post-game show after with G. Bush, Earl, and Anthony. We will go live as soon as the final
picture
buzzer
Anthony
sounds.
cracks me up.
Hopefully, we'll be celebrating a Cavs win. If not, we'll be talking about the future of the Cavs, what went wrong, breaking it all down. It'll be on our YouTube page. We'll send an alert once it goes out. But if you see me at Rocket Mortgage tonight, come say what's up. If not, we'll see you on the post-game stream. And with
Anthony
that,
in that picture, by the way, looks like he's was just cooking a pizza at the pizzeria, and a bunch of teenagers came in, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
a gabagool, yeah. He looks really Italian for some
He
reason.
does look very Italian in that
Yeah,
picture.
he do.
We're going to talk a little NFL draft now, and whenever we talk Browns, it's brought to us by Lincoln Electric. They are hiring for all jobs right now. They are the experts in the manufacturing welding field. Check them out at Lincoln Electric. Bull, I know you're huge on the draft. You can't get enough of whoever the
Well,
Browns are going to draft in the 6th
interestingly
round.
enough, like for those of us who have been in, you guys are all born and raised in the area, in the general vicinity. I know not Cleveland, but Browns country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here long enough to know that usually the draft is like Christmas in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been the way the last couple of years, especially not this year because they don't have a pick till the 3rd round. In fact, I saw this graphic where it was like it ranked by team how many fans are doing like their own mock drafts, like just whatever on their own, and the Browns fans were like 5th from the bottom, even though we know the Browns are one of the most popular teams in the NFL.
Yep.
And that's because doesn't mean you can't help yourself in the draft. Obviously you can.
Yeah.
But when your first pick is at 74 or whatever it is, it's hard to get overly excited about the draft.
Before we even get to the draft, I think this is a great opportunity to ask you a question. What were both of y'all when you woke up the day of the draft? What was you thinking? Like when you woke up, you looking around, you're like, damn, it's the draft day. Was you nervous, scared?
Go ahead, Mike,
because
because yours was different than mine.
Mine was definitely different. 20 years ago, so really waking up that morning, I was excited, had a couple text messages from teams early, Friday, kind of leading up because the draft was still on Saturday.
Yeah.
Back then it was
all
2 days.
of them.
2 days.
2 days,
Right.
and it was quick. And so I woke up and just really was, the anxiety, just thinking through that process. Like really, I think back, I had a lot of anxiety just figuring out where am I going to land, where am I going, what team am I going to play for, what pick am I going, how much money my signing was going to be, like just being realistic and just thinking, going into that draft, me and Troy Polamalu were 1 and 2 rated, so I'm believing like, hey, I'm going to go somewhere 1st round, and I end up being the 5th safety taken in that draft. So Troy does go, Pittsburgh trades up from 29th to 16 and drafts Troy. The Colts are the 28th pick, and this is a true story. No one's ever heard this conversation. Exclusively here. The Colts had the 20th pick. Tony Dungy wanted to draft me. Him and Bill Polian have an argument, very walk out the room conversation.
Wow.
They come back, they draft Dallas Clark.
Wow.
And I know this because one of the player personnel was in the room, told me this when I was on the team. When I got there, like, man, we almost took you first. It was a conversation between Dungy and Polian to basically decide we want to help Peyton or we want to help the defense. And Bill Polian told Dungy, we're going to get Doss. We'll come back and trade up to try to get him. if we can, early second. And they were trying to trade up, but they ended up, getting me at the 59th selection. But that's the difference between, a first-round pick, $4.2 million.
Like that's
what he thinking.
Hey, $4.2 million, and Mike Dawes getting $1 million.
and in the streets, hey,
that's a real number.
And everybody in the streets was like, nah, he's still rich. They was like, we not thinking like, we thinking like, oh no, he's still rich though. But like, but you thinking like, oh, this ain't the type of bread.
When you woke up that morning, did you think the culture of the team, or did you think was there a team you're like, I'm going there?
I thought I was going to the Steelers.
Oh, you did?
I thought I was going to Steelers. Had a visit, with them and the Dick LeBeau, Ohio State guy, everything.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be a Steeler.
And that was a great defense.
It was a great defense. I felt how they played, felt my personality, my style of play. And obviously Troy was a Hall of Famer, great player. Yeah. And I actually, when you going through the process, when you play in Tavis knows, you kind of build up this animosity from guys you don't know.
Sure.
Right? So imagine this guy's all the way in California at USC, and I'm like, Troy Polamalu, like, man, he ain't as good as me. I'm better than him. And I'm become a Walter Camp All-American. Guess who's the other safety?
Troy
Polamalu. Yeah. So now we go out to Connecticut to the Walter Camp banquet. And we black tux, black tie affair, everything. And my wife now was my girlfriend then, Jasmine, Jasmine, McKinley grad. Yep. And we go out there, and I never had met Troy, never seen him, except I did see him going into my senior year at the Playboy All-American thing, and it was kind of cool, but it was
you went to the Playboy All-American?
Yeah, I'll tell you that. But it was kind of like that build-up.
That.
It was kind of that build-up, like when you meet them, it's kind of like, okay, we got this season we're going to see. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to be the best? And ultimately, we finish the season, we win the ship, and everything. Now we're at the banquet, and we get dressed, we come down, and they got limos picking up all the players. And it was like raining. Troy Polamalu gets an umbrella from the hotel, comes over, hey, Miss Doss, here you go, pops it, walks out, we get into the limo together, he opens the door for Jasmine. And I'm like, how can I hate this?
Like, you can't even hate now. You gonna talk to wifey like that? That's crazy.
I'm like, the soft-spoken dude.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, he was night and day. His personality off the field, very humble, great human being. Like, God made this man to play football. And on the field, his tenacity, his energy, or how he played, a monster. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally met him and we got to really interact and talk, I had to really calm down and was like, man, Troy, I actually like you.
Yeah, I was gonna come in here hating.
Yeah, right.
I was hating yesterday.
Well, Tyvus, how about you?
Well, mine's wasn't like so obviously, my agent told me going in, you a mid-round pick, best you probably be at third round, but I'm optimistic. Y'all know me. I'm like, listen, I done did some good interviews with these teams, man. Like, what? Just in case, maybe, maybe somebody like, he good enough to go first round. So that first day, sitting there, I'm watching all these Buckeyes just go. I see Joey go. I see Zeke go. I see Eli, Taylor, Darren. I'm just sitting there like. First of all, I'm happy for them. I'm like, these boys. So what Mike is saying is I had the packet, because at this time the new CBA happened, so the numbers is slotted. So you're going to know exactly when you get picked what you get.
Right.
So I'm sitting there with the packet in my hand. And I'm sitting there looking like, he just got that much money. So as the rounds is going, I'm flipping the page like, well, my signing bonus is like $300,000. Yeah. We get to the 6th round. Flip the page, like, man, it's like 20,000. I'm like, man, what, 7th round, don't even draft me. I'd rather just pick where I would, because if you get drafted, obviously you got to go. If you go undrafted, you get to pick where you want to go. So now you're looking up rosters like, I could beat that guy. I could probably get there. So that's how my draft day went.
Does that start by round 6, or is it only round 7?
Well, when they call you, legally, they're not supposed to call you until after it's over with, but you get called.
But at what round do you say, I'd rather be undrafted?
Oh, at the 6.
Yeah. Starting the 6.
6.
Yeah.
I want to pick. Because obviously your chances of making the team, fifth throughout is slim to none. Like, you even ground with the undrafted people.
Right.
So it's like you might as well pick your destination. You got a better shot if you pick.
As for the Browns, like, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to predict what they're going to do, guys. Mike, when you look at the Browns, were you a huge Browns fan as a kid?
Huge Brown fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't even bring it up on draft day because
Yeah.
they had like 2 chances to draft me. I could have been the first rounder for the Browns, and then even got picked in the second round. But I don't hold it against them.
I feel like every good player from Cleveland
listen,
has that same story. Like the Browns had a chance, and they blew it. They didn't take me.
They had a chance, and they decided
Not
to go in
Cleveland,
another
the Northeast
direction.
Star.
Right.
Were they take
Being
the
from
Buckeyes
Canada.
at that time?
Not really. We weren't. They was anti.
The Browns have taken, in their
was
history,
anti. It
they've
was
taken
anti.
a lot of Buckeyes, but most of it is
Right.
years and
Yes.
years ago.
Well,
It's
they
all
got
anti-Buckeye.
2 right now. They got Togiai and Ward. That's the 2.
Yeah.
Well, that might be one very
Ward was
soon.
Ward was the
I don't
highest
know.
level.
Togi Eye's making the team.
Yeah, it's when you look at 74. I always look at it like I used to be a huge dude with the draft, like looking at these people and picks, and what you start to realize is anything past the first round, you get to the early second, you kind of start to lose vision of what it is. Like there'd be nondescript guards from San Jose State, there'd be graphic tight ends from Florida Atlantic. It'd just be like, all right, and plus you don't really know what their board looked like. Everybody's board
Right.
be different.
Players fit differently on different teams.
And then they feel differently about the people they got in the building. Some people, they already got slotted like, okay, this dude gonna start next year. This veteran don't even know he's about to get cut. Like
Correct.
he don't even know it yet. And so when they picking, you like, what? That don't make sense. You like, why are you taking him? But you don't even know that they got their succession plan.
Go ahead,
I would
Mike.
say the one thing I have learned in the business of the NFL is they're going to draft off need, and they also now it's a storytelling, right? So they're going to draft a story. What's the best story we can tell with this pick? How can we actually market this
Mike,
thing?
they drafted a dude that never even played football
this
before
what-
over me.
but
And I was sitting there like,
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, he was
That's
like
the
a
story.
fifth round pick. He was like from like Germany
this
or
is-
something.
but
I'm
this
like,
is-
he ain't never even played.
But this is my point. Like it's the NFL was truly a business. It's a marketing business.
Right.
That's
It's
terrible.
truly
You're right, but that's,
I mean, we love it.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fanfare
sure,
that
of course.
we enjoy the game. It's the closest thing to gladiator sport that we have left, right? Outside of UFC.
Yep.
But in a sense, I think the NFL was a business, and they're great at what they do. They're great at marketing. You know, they truly are a marketing organization. But when it comes to the teams and the picks, now you got to figure out who's going to help me win now. It changed when as Tavis stated, with the new CBA, you can draft a guy now and don't have as much invested. When you drafted in my time, you were there 3-4 years. We're going to get this money out of you. But now they can write that off.
well,
they can,
that's
you
true.
know,
And in
it's
those days
expendable.
too, there was not this pressure to play guys right away.
No.
I mean, now it's like if a guy is not a factor by his rookie year, it's like what's wrong?
Exactly.
What's happening?
Exactly. I mean, for example, back to Troy. I get drafted second round.
Yeah.
I walk into Dallas had to sign first, so he held out like one day. So I was behind him. They wanted to sign him first. My first practice was special teams meeting, or the special teams practice. So you come in, you see the depth chart.
Yeah.
Then I look up. I see
was you at on it?
I was on special teams. I was starting.
Okay,
But then
good.
on the defensive depth chart, I saw I was behind Gibby. We call it Gibson, and behind Gibby, I'm like, okay. The next morning, team full practice, I'm starting. They didn't put me in and started. Troy Polamalu gets drafted 16. He redshirts his entire rookie
That's
year.
crazy.
Man,
I did not touch the field.
He did not touch the field.
That's crazy.
He might have played 3 games special teams.
Right.
His whole rookie year, you can look
Yeah.
at check his stats. I started from day one. 59th pick. So
Yeah.
it's just different where it's like, you know.
Wherever you go, it's
Wherever
a
you
different,
go.
it's a different vibe.
And you look at, the Bengals' first-round pick last year, Dax Hill. He didn't play because the Bengals had 2 safeties.
Yeah.
Right now, Von Bell.
Von Bell
obviously,
left. Yep.
And Jesse Bates, they're gone. Speaking of the Bengals, I think it is going to be interesting as we look at the other teams in the division real quick, and then we'll get to you, Mike, after this. But if I think what's his name, Jamar Gibbs. Is that his name? The running
Jameer
back?
Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs.
If he go to the Bengals, woo.
If the Bengals draft him, he would be a totally different look that they've ever had, and that would mean the end, I think, of Joe Mixon.
Are they? But he's going early second round. The Bengals pick early.
Well, they picked 29th.
29th?
Thought maybe he'd go
Oh,
like
you think
first
he's gonna go
round.
first round?
Maybe.
Well, they
I
said
mean,
everybody
The
keeps saying
Bengals
they gonna,
haven't picked a first-round running back in like.
Well, they keep saying they're gonna take the tight
20
end from
years.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, who's that other? By the way, who's the other tight end? The kid who's huge.
The
Georgia,
Washington,
Georgia, right?
Georgia,
No, that's-
Isn't he like 6'7", 280 or something?
the one,
He's a grown man.
the one that's
like an
still,
offensive lineman.
but
He's
the
a
one
grown
that's
man.
still there is they was handing him the ball, like
Right. Yeah.
jet sweeps handing him the
Yes.
ball.
Crazy.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers.
Bowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mikey. What do you got?
Yeah, real quick, we're gonna go over 2 7-round mock drafts
Ooh.
from ESPN and Ryan. ESPN's Matt Miller and CBS is Ryan Wilson. Don't
Yeah.
take it yet, Steve. And we're just gonna look at who they draft or predict to the Browns to draft
Okay.
a day out. We're gonna go through these one pick at a time. Just tell me if you ever heard of these guys.
Honestly,
you know
Mikey, you
anything
can make
about
up names I probably wouldn't know.
I thought about that. I thought about adding some completely made-up names, but
Yeah.
for the fans out there, I do want to give them the reality. And the one thing we do know about both these guys, we had Ryan Wilson on.
Yeah.
Matt Miller was at Bleacher Report. Now he's at
Yeah,
ESPN.
sure.
They both eat a ton of Built Bars, and that's why they are
Shut
the
up.
2 top rated
snuck
NFL
that
draft
in.
analysts in the
Well
books.
done.
Yeah,
They
I
use
didn't see that
promo
coming.
code LOCKEDON15 at Built.com for 15% off. We love Built Bars. Matt Miller and Ryan Wilson with an
Okay.
asterisk love Built Bars.
Yes.
If you don't, check them out. We'll start with Matt Miller. This is from ESPN, his full 7-round mock draft. Zach Pickens, a defensive tackle out of South Carolina, is who he has the Browns taking with their first pick. You guys ever heard of this guy?
I can't be drafting a guy with 2 Z's. And 2 C's.
I know about Pickens. He
He's got 2
pretty-
C's. How can I have
do
2
not
C's?
know who
Where
that
is he from?
South Carolina.
I'm kidding.
No.
I know Jaden Reed though.
Jaden Reed, a wide receiver from Michigan State,
I know him.
Yes.
with their second
He
pick.
can ball.
I like
If
Jaden.
Parker Washington there, I'd rather take him. But go ahead, Jaden Reed.
I've
is
only
cool.
heard of Jaden Reed of that list. Is the only guy.
The
Henry,
third-
Tota.
He was
Number
Tennessee's leading tackler, transferred to Alabama. He was Alabama's leading tackler the last 2
I
years.
should know
Okay.
that,
And then Zach Evans was the #1 overall recruit coming out of high school a few years ago. He started at TCU, transferred to Ole Miss.
He's
Explosive
the one who
back,
hurt his
can't
knee
stay
in the
healthy.
game, didn't play. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he can't stay
Mike knows
healthy.
these
Well,
guys.
if you can't stay healthy, you
No,
can't make the club if you in the
I
club.
like Jaden Reed if he's available. I don't. It's a offensive game. I don't think he'll be there at 98. He'll go before. He'll probably go before the
No, I
receivers.
think-
It's gonna be a premium.
What kind of receiver is he? Like what?
Slide.
He's a
slot
guy.
receiver. He's gonna be.
He was Michigan State's #1 guy for
Yep.
the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, he was.
He gave O State.
He didn't have a
some
quarterback
business.
to really give him the ball. He played well in the Peach Bowl
Yeah.
a year ago. I had a
Right.
big game, had a couple of game-winning touchdown. So he's very talented.
So you think he's going higher than that?
I think
Okay.
it's an offensive league. I think he'll
No
get
doubt.
drafted higher than that.
No doubt.
Just the run on receivers will just start once they go.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
and everybody with like the first round mocks, they got only 2 wide receivers, 2 or 3, and I'm like, that's not how it's gonna go. They gonna
Right.
once the first one go, they gonna
Yes.
start panicking. I gotta hurry up and
Yep.
jump
Right,
on.
right,
it.
Yeah, I mean
And
it's
they just gonna go.
truly a necessity, and once available, unfortunately, the Browns being third round pick, they may
Yeah.
trade up into the late second to try to steal.
I can
something.
see that too. Because remember, they got 2 thirds, 2 fourths, and 2 fifths.
Well,
Yeah,
the
so
Browns is known to make a trade on
They're
draft.
going,
Yeah.
and there's going to be a lot of trades. I mean, we're going to
might
hear
not-
between now and tomorrow, before it even starts, there's going to be some trades, and then always first round you're going to have 5 to 12 trades.
Oh, my God.
In the first round.
Well, I mean, think about it.
Such trades picked down.
And you
such
could see some
trades up.
veterans get traded. We saw the Aaron Rodgers trade finally happen.
D-Hop.
D-Hop could get traded. I was reading this morning that Dalvin Cook might get traded to the Dolphins, which is interesting.
Yep.
He's owed a lot of money,
They talk
Wow.
about
and he's
they're-
kind of
Austin
old
Eckler,
for a
too.
running back, but he's
Wow.
still really good.
They
Also-
ain't trade.
Austin
Austin Eckler asked for a trade.
Eckler could get.
Yeah.
I'd
He
love
asked
the
for the
Bengals to
trade.
get Austin
I
Eckler.
know.
but- And then what's his name from the Cardinals? Buda Baker wants to get traded
Yeah,
too.
Booba.
So-
Total
Well,
rebuild.
Yeah, they're a mess. The Cardinals.
I would
you know.
be. Well, they're gonna have
But
They're gonna have Will Anderson. So.
You think so?
#3 pick, Will Anderson.
You putting money on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, dang.
If not, they're gonna trade the 4th pick to the Colts, and they're gonna still
these-
take Will Anderson. They take a Will
You don't think
Anderson.
the Colts could take a quarterback?
No, the Colts
I'm
are
talking
taking a
about- I'm
quarterback.
talking
No,
about
he
the-
said
Oh,
AZ
the
will
Cardinals
trade
are
down.
switch
Oh, I
places.
see.
They'll
I
trade-
see.
I
they'll
think the
trade.
Cardinals is
That's
taking
a
Will
terrible
Anderson,
pick.
no matter what.
Here's the
What,
thing.
Will
The interesting thing.
I mean,
is-
I love his motor, and I like his potential.
Yeah.
I just don't know at #3.
They don't got no DNs no more.
I just don't know at
JJ
number
just
3.
retired. They lost the Allen dude.
I
They
just
got
don't know
it.
at
All
three-
they got is
at-
Chan.
at number
No,
3
Chandler
though.
Jones ain't even there no
Yeah,
more.
he's
No, he's in
not
Vegas.
there.
Who is
Yeah.
that? Who was
Yeah.
the other?
They ain't
They
got
had
none.
nobody. They were terrible on defense.
They
last
gonna
Oh,
year.
well, then 1,000% they get
taking Will-
Arizona's
Will
been
Anderson.
horrible this year. I
And
mean,
Tyler's out at least half the season.
he's missing half the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
Who's their starting running back? Oh, it's James Conner. He's all right.
They're in total rebuild mode.
Total rebuild.
They
they're
gonna
completely
once they
pumped in
trade D-Hop and they're gonna trade him in the draft to get them picks. And then,
Man, Marquise Brown wanted out of
They'll
Baltimore,
get
and now he's
third
gonna be
rounder.
stuck on Arizona with who's playing? Who's their
Right.
starting quarterback?
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Oh my God, Colt McCoy.
Let's go over the second half of Miller's mock draft,
Okay.
then we'll get to
Yep.
Wilson's. In the 140th pick, still the 4th round, he has the Browns taking J.L. Skinner, a safety out
Yeah,
of
just Tomlinson.
Boise State.
Yeah.
That's the
TCU.
Ladanian's nephew.
That is, he was
Oh,
the
really?
Thorpe Award winner.
Yeah, it's Ladanian's nephew.
Yeah.
We've been around long
Skinner
enough
was,
for Ladainian's nephew to be in the NFL?
Hodges Tomlinson.
Hodges
Yeah,
Tomlinson.
he was the Thorpe winner this year. He's
Okay.
undersized, but he's very, very good.
Hodges Tomlinson won the Thorpe?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
damn sure, yeah.
And he going that late?
Yeah.
He's like 5'8", 5'9".
You know what? He a nickel then. That's what
He's a
it is.
nickel
He's
guy.
a nickel.
Yeah,
Which
he's
is,
a nickel guy.
nickels go
Yeah.
low. So
No, I do not know J.L. Skinner.
Has anybody heard of any of the other guys besides
No.
Tomlinson?
no.
Jalen Redmond's a defensive tackle from Oklahoma, so they might be dipping their toes back
Yeah.
in a second straight Oklahoma
Nah,
DT.
we good.
Under Winfrey last year.
J.L. Skinner sound like a bowler from Tennessee.
JL.
That's his picture on the graphic. That is
JL
J.L. Skinner.
Skinner.
That does not look like a
What's
J.L.
it?
Skinner.
You got the stats on him?
I can look it up. I don't have.
When are the Browns taking a punter? They
Tell
need
me.
a punter for crying
Tell
out loud.
me he's a ball hawk.
7th round punter.
Hey, I don't know.
Tell
why
me
they-
if he was in college, shit, he ain't got double digit picks. I'm cool.
Give me a receipt. See, here's my problem. Give me
He
a
had 4
receipt.
interceptions.
His career.
Oh, his career.
Give me a-
For his
give me-
career
give me a
stats,
receiver.
he has 4 interceptions for his career.
But hasn't the
He
lack
box safety.
haven't the
He's 6'4",
the
220.
lesser
Box
exceptions
safety.
gone to college too, to some degree?
No, they still throw. They throw terrible passes.
So here's the thing.
That's a box safety.
We'll get to this.
6'4", 220 is a
said a
box
box
safety.
safety.
We'll get to this.
Ain't no such thing as a box safeties in the league no more. You
You
know
know,
that?
you're right. That's for the linebacker.
Right.
JOK.
What's the linebacker for the Browns?
JOK. Yeah, he weighs about 220.
That's
The
what you
picks
call
in
that.
college don't happen no more.
Right.
See, this dude right here, I swear,
Said box safety.
he he created his own defense. Like he was like in high school, they called it running your own thing. He was the king of running his own. He said, "I saw something over there." Like, no, what did you see? Coach Spider would be like, "Mike, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in cover 2."
See ball, get ball.
Yeah, look, bro, this running his
ball,
own.
get ball.
Ah, you one of them. Huh?
Oh, listen,
See ball,
bro,
get
like,
ball.
Listen, this dude, I don't even think he had no keys. It wasn't like we used to run this defense called STEM Ohio, which was cheating, which is basically Mike Dawson running around tackling people. It was crazy.
Mike, last thing, and then we're going to move on because just show Matt Miller's like early picks here.
Wait, we still have Wilson's. You want to see Wilson's real quick?
I mean
Yes.
Wilson's. Let's just see
All right,
his
so we'll run
early.
through these real quick.
Forget the second page on Wilson. Let's just see the first page.
No, we'll go through Roshan Johnson, the running back from Texas, Broderick Martin, a
They're not
defensive
taking
line.
a running back.
Somewhere. Andre
I
Carter,
don't see that.
an edge from Army, Luke Schoonmaker from Michigan. Go to the next one, Steve. Isaiah Moore, Blake Freeman, Charlie Jones, another receiver from Purdue, and MJ Anderson.
I
That is
got a
Wilson's
question that
7-round mock draft.
has nothing to do with the Browns.
Yeah.
Y'all, ain't it an Army linebacker that's supposed to be in the draft? Did
Yeah.
he
That was
get-
that guy right there.
Yeah.
That's him?
That was
him.
Andre.
They said he was supposed to be like a first round pick.
He's supposed to get deployed or something.
Yeah,
right?
but he
I thought he got out of it.
He
no?
did.
okay, so he good
did?
to play.
Yeah, he good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Andre Carter. He had,
Okay.
Wilson had him going to the Browns in the
But
fourth.
I don't like to mock because they got a running back going in the first now, and I keep trying to tell people we be confused here. Like, so we got rid of Kareem Hunt because people told us that you don't need that many running backs. We're not gonna pay him.
Correct.
So then you drafted Jerome Ford, who looked like a home run hitter at Cincinnati.
Yep.
So we got him. We like him. You still got Nick Chubb, who now we have on a super pitch count. It was 18 last year, Deshaun.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It'll be 15.
And now it's going to be 16. And now with your first pick,
I'm not drafting a running back.
I'm going to
in the
draft a
third round.
running back.
With our first pick of the draft, we
I'm not
taking a running back.
interested.
Stop.
Go ahead.
They-
Mike.
they-
Hey,
will
real
get
quick,
booed.
it is officially noon.
Yes,
and
it
you
is.
guys know
Yes.
what that means. That means the lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is here. And as always, it is brought to us by colleague Racing, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio. Tiny bit of breaking news, guys.
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders did not pick up the 5th-year option on Chase Young, a Buckeye legend.
That's not shocking because he
That's not- yeah.
can't-
he ain't been healthy.
But what's
Right.
amazing is,
that's-
if I would have told you that after his rookie year, you guys would have said I was crazy.
No, I mean,
But he's been injured so
he's
much.
been
You trade
injured.
Jedrick Willis for Chase Young straight up.
Yep.
Any day of the
No.
week.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I would.
No?
No.
Yes, I would.
Hold on.
Otherwise, Jedrick
would not.
Wills, not Willis.
Yes.
Would you say what? Would you say?
Jedrick Wills for Chase Young,
No,
straight up.
I'm not.
Yep.
Not at all.
Because he's too injury prone.
Jumping on it right
I'm
now.
running to the podium.
Right now.
I'm running to the podium.
Right today.
Give me the pick here. Jedrick, it's been nice knowing you, fam.
Today.
Why not, Mike? Tell us why you wouldn't.
Today.
Because Chase potential, he still hasn't tapped into it yet. So he's only really had 1.5 full seasons, in a sense, 2 full seasons. He's coming off an ACL. He just played the back half of last year.
Yeah.
He'll be back at full strength. This is a prove-it year for him.
Yeah.
So I don't need to pick the option up right now. I want you to go earn it. If I'm the GM,
So you be comfortable running it with Jedrick Wills then?
No, I'll basically be saying, if you trade him to Cleveland, then I'm going to jump all over that. I'm keeping Chase Young.
I mean,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You were talking from
oh,
Washington.
you said
Yes.
from Washington.
Oh,
no, we speaking Brown standpoint.
okay,
Brown
yeah,
standpoint.
Right, if I'm Washington, I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I mean,
That's what my point is saying is.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
that's my point.
Okay, I'm about to say.
I'm
I'm
surprised.
saying like
Right.
if you was a Browns, you would
You know
take
what, though?
that.
It makes me wonder, are they concerned about his injury long term? Because he's so talented that I would pick up the 5th-year option.
No,
Because if he stays healthy, he's going to probably be good.
Here's the
Trade
thing. Trade bait, and then part of it is let him play it out. If he
Yeah.
outperforms, we're gonna let him go anyway. Let him go to open market.
Yeah.
You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
fair.
Let him go to open market. You could try to lock him down.
Yeah.
But let him earn it.
I look at some people. I ain't gonna say it ain't. I'm not gonna say he not the same, but you never know. Like, I mean, you tore your ACL too.
Yeah.
I tore both of mine.
Man.
And like the left one is good. I'm like, oh, I can still jump. I'm cool. The right one, is like a newborn child. It cried. It be acting up. I got to baby it. I got to put ice on it. Like some people come back and it don't. You ain't got that level of explosion. Now I'm not gonna say Chase Young ain't Chase Young like he used to be. But maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But again, he only played the back half of last year, and
Right.
they kept him on the pinch count.
Right,
Let him come
Yeah, he
in.
barely played.
Let him just get his confidence back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
mean,
good as a rookie.
They D line is nasty. though. I mean,
legit,
they all
he got
first
help.
round
Oh,
picks.
they all dogs over there. They got dogs over there.
Mike, let's talk with you a little bit about your life and your career. First of all, do you miss playing at all?
No.
Not at all.
No, I actually do. I only miss, was it Mondays we got paid? So, no, the game, outside of Mondays, when we got that direct deposit, I will tell you, that's the only thing I really
You're
miss.
happy to be done.
I'm happy to be done.
Yeah.
The game has awarded me a great lifestyle and gave me a head start. Like I said, you get $1 million at 22. Signing bonus, $600, you count taxes and everything. But at the end of the day, I came from nothing. I came out the mud. I'm from Canton, Ohio. My uncle raised me. So to be able to get a future and opportunity to say, hey, I get to play the game of my love for 6 years, it was a great experience. Obviously the career I had at Ohio State, no pun intended.
And you married your high school sweetheart,
I married,
right?
my high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
We met when we was 12 years old.
Crazy.
Wow.
At Ohio State.
Facts too.
Yeah,
When did you
yes.
start dating?
So in high school, end of our senior year. So she was born in Columbus.
Yeah.
Her mother married a guy from Canton. They moved to Canton in middle school, and we met when we were 12 years old. And we were just best friends. She's my best friend.
Yeah.
Outside of
That's
John
awesome.
Lou, my man John
cute.
Lou.
Shout out to the Mud Dog, John
Shout out
Lou.
to
If
John
you
Lou.
watch it.
But to answer your question, it's helped me get into arenas. Having the career that I had as an athlete, it helps open doors and start conversations. But the knowledge of the maturity to get my degree, get my master's, and just to be a good person and carry on, that keeps you in the room. I always tell these young athletes today, hey, look, you can be a superstar and people want to spend time with you and network with you, but if you don't really interact and get to know people and build a relationship and allow yourself to truly become a friend, then at the end of the day, what are you doing it for? Just to hear fans cheer your name in the stands. The crowd's going to stop at some point, and it stopped for me when I was 28.
Right.
So, regardless, the game of football, it taught me life lessons. You know, it's geared not to go way back. And when I was thinking about my drive just coming up here, just our experiences together.
That fast
You know
drive.
what I'm saying? It happens. It happens fast.
Yeah.
I'm only 42 as of last month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got 3 beautiful daughters. You know, life after football has been a blessing. I work hard every day. I'm in commercial real estate.
Yeah.
I'm in Columbus working with the Robert Waller Company. Working on some development stuff. I just got nominated and selected to be in the Emerging Developers Program of the Affordable Housing Trust in Central Ohio.
That's awesome.
So they're taking, women, minorities, people of color, to basically educate you on development and allow you to, bring projects to the table. So that's something that I'm working on within my company, who supports me to the next level of business. And so I just, just really enjoying this thing. It's been a process, but ultimately, the game, I miss the locker room.
Sure.
If you, if you miss anything, the locker room, your teammates, to see collectively 100 guys come together, the defense, 22 guys put in work. Tavis is a national champion, being a national champion at Ohio State. I mean, to know what we put into to get that done, and then to be a Super Bowl champion with Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer, Edwin James, those guys, man, to be a part of that team. It's truly a blessing. But, I would just trade it all in the world for just good health and just really being able to be in with my family for the next, I would say, if I make it to 100.
How old is your girl? How old is your girl?
58, you know what I'm saying? 58 years. My oldest is 10.
Yeah.
My middle is 8, and my youngest is 5. And then the youngest is that's the busy. And this ring right here is the only ring I was allowed. I was told I have to wear. So I was
Look at
told.
that.
So I got.
Who told you that?
Hold on, I'm gonna break it down to you.
So I got there.
I know. I got 2 state championship rings. I got. I see the merch in here.
Yeah. See,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like home, right?
Come on, you gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Then 97. So I got 2 state championship rings, a national championship ring, and a Super Bowl ring. Then I get selected to the Hall of Fame last year.
Congratulations.
So I appreciate that, the College Hall of Fame. I said, I wanted to always had a dream to go back to Canton, to be that dude. Like, man, I'm out of Canton. I'll make it back. But hey, my 6-year career, I know I ain't gonna make it. My stats ain't good enough.
You would have had to be 6 years all pro.
Everything, right? So to get selected to, the College Football Hall of Fame was truly a blessing and an honor. And this is the ring here. It represents, being a College Football Hall of Famer. So I was
want to know, why did you have to wear it though?
I'm gonna break it down to you.
I asked Tyvus. I said, "Look, there's a list of safeties,
I don't
right?
know why he.
It's a list. We gotta establish the pecking order at this
I
point.
just don't, I'm not comfortable with him putting it on this leg to put it like in my face. Like, what is that about?
Hey, here's something gonna make you feel better. Somebody get Tyvus a award and put it on your lap while he's talking to you.
I'm right there.
I mean, you got the chain.
You got the chain.
Okay. But no, seriously, when I went to the Hall of Fame, so imagine you go out to Vegas. It's a great experience. We had at the Bellagio. Was there 4 days, my kids, everybody. And then you walk in the room, there's Ronnie Lott. You know what I'm saying? You got Bob Stoops. You know what I'm saying? You got Archie Manning. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got some heavy hitters, Desmond Howard, all these people walking in, and they're like, now, this the ring you can wear at all times. Like, the team rings, but this is like, this is this is the ring you wear at all times. So no matter what, like, this is the one I wear when I do wear one, because I rarely wear them. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't have it. It's kind of a full. It was kind of weird. Like if you at the Olive Garden, you can eat unlimited breadsticks and you got all your rings on, all of them, like the marinade, like dang.
You know what I'm
then
saying?
plus, look, his wife don't really give him to her he like regular like
right.
She don't be paying. She don't be paying no attention and none of that. I'm like, he don't get no leeway. It'd be like,
knew him as a
no,
kid.
you are Michael.
Right.
We don't care how many picks you got. She
Michael
be like,
Allen.
Like,
Michael Allen.
And the great thing about her is she keeps the same, like her game face is the same one. You can't really tell what she's thinking because it's always like I'm not impressed really right now. Look,
exactly.
Right?
Like, so imagine, so when I got it, and this is a great story about Jasmine. This is how she was always in my corner and my fan. So I got recognized at the Iowa game at last season on the field, my on-field tribute from the College Hall of Fame and the fans and the university, and she stayed in the stands. And, so she got all these text messages, why weren't you on the field? Where were you at? Blah, blah, blah. And she said, this is the last time I remember what it was like sitting in that seat, being a fan and watching him do his thing. I wanted to hear that crowd from this same experience and get that last yell in, because she was, there from day one. So,
You mean get that yell? You're going to get the yell no matter what.
No, but she said that she wanted to feel it.
That was meaningful to her.
You know what I'm saying? It's like to hear that. So that was like legit. I was like, okay. So when I turned around, I looked back like I'm walking with the girls.
Like, where she at?
I'm like,
we got to know, what was G. Bush like as a kid?
Oh my goodness. Look, where can I start?
Please.
You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I want to thank y'all guys for letting me in the show. We're our hands, so I can say what I want now.
I gotta turn my hat around.
Could you have,
Turn my hat around.
Could you have predicted that he would be in this type of career?
Honestly, I did not. Yeah. I truly, he was very, very quiet. He was very humble. Yeah. He went to work. His dad, blue collar, mom, blue collar, as he stated earlier. The relationship, I would always speak to his mom, and I would kind of like pull him because he was younger than younger guys, but he was talented. You could see the skill set. He was a baseball player. He was a football player, played basketball a little bit. He kind of was like focused on baseball and football, then he had to make a choice. But when he was kind of just growing, he was always a big kid. And I just remember like that time when I was a senior where it was like you got to grab the young dudes like, look, hey, the Kenny Cherries, the Kenny Petersons is gone. It's your time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to step up into this role. I'm going to lead, but I need to make sure when I turn around.
That's super. It was facts because, like, I was like a little mercurial type cat. I was in all kind of, I was in singers. I was running around doing all kind of, I was low-key strange dude. Like, I was weird a little bit. Like, I wasn't into, like, I really went in the street. I ain't do much.
Right.
I was going. These cats is out. I'm going home. My parents is everywhere. Like
I was like that too, though.
My parents still go with me everywhere.
Right.
So they ain't letting nothing happen. But there was a time where I remember it was our junior year, and we already won a national championship, right? So he's a senior.
State.
No.
State, national.
USA
High school, USA Today.
USA Today, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right here.
Right there.
USA Today.
Ask Coach Collins.
Can y'all zoom in on that?
Yeah.
So he can. Which camera I need to go through? There it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
USA Today.
So,
Does say national.
National.
You can't. This why you can't let these people
Come on.
win nothing. Boy. Y'all is crazy.
So he comes up and
Flex today is unbelievable.
hey, I told you, Coach Kyle came. Coach Kyle was here.
Yeah.
He validated it.
Yeah.
Nah, cause y'all, I don't like the way y'all did Ted Ginn, man.
Ooh.
Was you there when they blew? What y'all beat Glenville? Man?
Taking senior came. He told you, look, back in the day, I'll give you this. Like, if you just look up the stats,
Right.
like Glenville was the game we all got in.
Yes.
Glenville was so we did them
Glenville, like y'all
72-0.
72-0.
That's disrespectful.
I don't think he was the coach then, though.
He was.
I don't
He
think he
sat
was.
right there next
He
to
said
you.
he was
You
the
know
coach
the one
that
that
year.
beat me 72
Did
to
you
nothing.
guys go into that game like we don't want them to score? Like, was it? I mean, maybe you had that mentality.
No, we really knew.
Yeah.
Like they had just their program was just getting started.
Yeah, they had some.
We were already
72
established.
to nothing.
And we were like, as he stated, we were number one in the nation. What was we supposed to do? Just win 21-0?
That's what I tell you. We did
Who was a
They
player?
didn't have a running
I
clock.
got my first touchdown. And
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. When I played him
was
as a
it a
freshman.
was
I
it a
played
running
him as a
clock?
freshman. So I played him as a freshman against Glenville, and I scored my first career touchdown, beating them.
Yeah.
But that game, as he stated, when I was a senior, but go back to your story. You was talking your story.
Oh yeah, no. So basically, he came up to me, and at the time, we played Steubenville, like so we played this Steubenville.
Big Red.
And Big Red, they ain't playing. We
Scrimmage,
went to Steubenville, right?
Yeah.
So we still kind of ranked in the nation. We ain't number one. We like 8 or something. Like they
Right.
still had us high because we didn't lose.
Yep.
So we come in. I wasn't even playing. I ain't play offense. I wasn't starting offense or defense. And he used to be like, every day he used to come in and be like, bro, you got to turn up. What you doing? Why you ain't starting? I said, bro, you asked him why. You the man. Go tell him to start.
He goes,
What you mean,
that's
why
what
ain't
he
I
did.
starting?
Right.
I said,
Exactly what he said.
Let me know.
Hey, you know you got them guys. Go ahead.
So what happened was, so Mike, he hit me up. Yo, we got to. So I didn't even play until the first, probably like the first 2 or 3 games. They were like, okay, we need to figure out if you good or not. So it was the first scrimmage after that. And then like 1 week before the first game against Garfield, I was balling. Like they said, we're going to put you in the lineup.
Yep.
And then somebody got hurt, and I had to play both ways.
Both ways.
So this dude,
Yep.
he would come out and he would be like, man, you ready to go, dog? And I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm cool, man. So what happened was I was just scared right then. But then what I did is I went to the lab.
He did.
Don't lie.
This
I
is
went to
the truth.
I went to the lab and came out of the booth and was like, no, I'm G. Bush now. They was like,
Yeah.
what you talking about? I said, no, I'm G. Bush now.
Yep.
I started being out. I tell my mom, I got to be out. And G. Bush got to be out. I showed up the first game with gray gloves,
Yep.
a yellow mouthpiece because
Yep.
I love Florida State,
Yep.
and I had a visor. And,
Yep. Nobody had
no
one.
one had
We
one.
ain't have a visor.
We wasn't allowed.
Of course, G. Bush was the one guy that could find the
So
visor.
wait a minute.
showed up.
Let me get this right, G. You played defensive line and offensive line.
Yes.
With a visor.
Yes.
The only person on the team.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So
The worst.
Listen.
What?
So basically, I say, yo. So back then, like they wasn't letting us get enough. There's a funny story. Me and him had to run because we was augmenting our uniforms against
Yes.
Mary Hart.
Well, we got to hear that story.
Yeah. Well, so basically,
You got to do the squirrel story too.
So I came out and I said, look, man, yeah, I need a visor. And they was like, for what? Now, mind you, I said, yeah, I got.
You talk to the equipment people?
Yeah, and Coach Shim,
Coach
shout out to
Shim.
Coach Shim.
Shout out to Coach Shim.
You asked him.
I said I need a visor. So he thinking, he ain't playing anyway.
Right.
So he let me put it on.
Oh, heck no.
Mike Doss comes out like, yo, where'd you get the visor from?
Oh, God.
Yo, Cats was mad.
Oh,
like,
God, I would.
They was upset they let him get that off. I put it on, like, so the first game we played, Akron Garfield. Man, I made like every play, like the first.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, like, we about to get busy. Mike Doss comes to the car. My mom, we had this blue Windstar.
Oh, the Windstar. Wow.
Mike Doss comes after the game. He said, yo, G. Bush is cold. I didn't even know he was good. My mom was like, who's G. Bush? Who's this guy? I said, yo, like he was, you saw it in his face. He was astonished. He said, oh, we good now. We good. There's another dude, Kevin Smith, was playing defense end.
The other end.
Like
Went to
other end.
Indiana.
He was like,
Yep.
oh, we good now. We got some ball players.
I got some bookends.
He's like, we good now.
I got some bookends. I can let these dogs eat, and I can just sit back and be a killer.
And he be back there running his own stuff. Like,
Mike ain't
Who was the
changed
guy?
a bit, man.
Who was a player on your team that nobody besides out of the school would have heard of? Maybe he didn't go anywhere football-wise, but you guys remember him. He was a good player, and like give him a shout out.
Was it because of
What's your
grades?
name? Go ahead. Who you gonna
listen,
say?
listen, I don't know if you're going to say the same name.
No, I want you to go first.
Shout out to my man. Listen, see, Mike didn't play. So it's 97. Mike wasn't even playing. He didn't play halfback
Yeah, I didn't play tailback
since like
Little League,
middle school.
Yeah.
But he was like All-American safety, and they was like, we didn't have no running backs. Shout out to my man, Richard Bradley.
Richard Bradley. My
Yeah,
goodness.
listen,
Thinking the same guy?
I was thinking of a defensive guy,
Okay,
but
all
Richard
right.
Bradley.
Richard Bradley was like, he played for this middle school called like Sowers.
Yeah.
And they had terrible uniforms. They was like gold
He was a
and
grown man.
red. But Richard Bradley was a grown man back, like I'm saying, like full beard, like full. It looked like
he looked like you, lightweight. He lightweight looked like you.
lightweight, looked just
but
like you.
Like he was big boy.
my cousin.
He was.
But he was the first dude benching like. Back then, you didn't see nobody with no like 315 on the bar. I'm like, man,
He was doing that in the what grade?
In high
in
school.
high school.
That was
And he was a
like
running
people that was
back.
doing that was the
11th grade,
lineman
bro.
when I was playing.
Yeah.
Man, this dude's claim to fame. He said, "Yeah, man, G. Bush, I had 2,500 in middle school, 2,500 yards." But this dude, look, no joke, like. He was just like, he was fast, he was elusive.
Yeah.
Like,
Playing college?
no.
Was it great?
He didn't play. Yes.
Yep.
It's the
same.
story
Listen,
every time, man. Them grades
Listen, I would have
kill
never.
everybody.
So I had already committed to Ohio State. I didn't even plan on playing running back my senior year.
Nah.
It was supposed to be Richard Bradley because we had myself, DeMar Rozier went to Kent. Jamar Martin went to Ohio State, and they were the tailbacks the year before in our national championship team. They rotated, and me and Richard rotated a little bit too, and I got a couple touches, but I already had defense locked up, going to Columbus, whatever. So my senior year, I'm like, it's yours to just do you.
Yeah.
Man, we came to training camp, and they was like,
he ineligible.
he ineligible.
We was sick. No, we sick. Nah, y'all got to do something.
Y'all got to figure this out. I said, it ain't no school class.
This ain't no summer school.
Y'all can't change the grade. Y'all can't.
Hey, Maslin do it all the time. Just
Man.
figure it out.
Listen.
I want to get Mike's guy before we do go real quick.
So,
Mike.
my dude, I would be like, was Tim Friedman. So Tim Friedman was a hooper. Dude played corner, played receiver. Like truly one of them dudes that would show up, make D play, and whenever, and this quiet, they don't say nothing. Like the quietest dudes. Like he'd make the play, just go back to the huddle like it didn't happen. It'd be the game-saving tackle. He just come back to the huddle like.
And the thing
what's
about
the next call?
Tim Friedman,
ate him up.
thing about Tim Friedman, we all we all played basketball too. So we played basketball. So Tim Friedman was the dude that could run all day.
The long arms.
Listen, we like, bro, he's slightly African. He's African, bro.
Right.
He won't he be running, and we conditioning, and I'm like, bro, you know, you come from football, you think you like good, but you get there, you be like, hold on, this basketball shape is different.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Tim Freeman was that dude.
Mikey, go ahead real quick.
Yeah, real quick, just a reminder to everyone that Colleague Racing is the official sponsor of the lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, the official NASCAR team of Northeast Ohio. We also have membership tiers for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show for $1.99 a month. It gets you a starters tier member. It gets you custom emojis, loyalty badges, and members-only community posts for $4.99 a month. You get all those same starter tier perks, plus overtime videos, discount codes for merch, and much, much more. If you don't want to become a paid member, just hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the likes, the subscriptions. Smash that subscribe button. We have draft coverage coming up all throughout the weekend. We are the #1 spot for your Browns draft coverage. Check that out throughout the weekend on our YouTube page. Squirrel story. Are we allowed to tell that?
Yeah.
Real quick though, before that, did you guys played against D Fox in high school, right?
So this is a story about D Fox. This is a story about D Fox. So D Fox went to Plain City. He went to Glen Oak.
Right.
So he went to the neighboring school, and I was a freshman. I played against his brother Derek,
who was a really good player too. Was with the Colts.
Yeah, he played against Derek. So I remember, I actually. One of my times I got to play garbage minutes as a freshman. We beat Glen Oak. I tackle his brother, and I'm like, well, he going to Penn State. If I can tackle him, this is what it is. Right. So now I'm the senior.
What position was he playing?
He played safety. Dude played safety. He was playing quarterback at the time, though. He was playing quarterback. He was all around. Ran the well for them back then. Just touch the ball. So now I think it's a kickoff. Yeah, it was kickoff. So I'm running back kicks my senior year. Dustin Fox is on kickoff for Glen Oak because he got him basically be the safety. He the fastest player on their team, and I'm about to break it to the crib, and this dude like tripped me up, and he jumps up with this look. He jumped up before me. I'm like sick, like, oh man, he jumped up, and he just looks at me like, I tackled my dog. I can't believe it.
That's actually him. That is Dustin. What?
I think we beat him. I think we beat him like it was like 46-0. It was 46-0 or something.
Yeah.
Then we beat him again the next. There's so many crazy games like there's. You know, Coach Kyle came up here and he talked about you hitting the dude. I was just at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and the dude ran up off on me, pulled up on me. He said, "Yo, G. Bush, I love your stuff, but I want to ask you nothing about yourself. We don't care. Was the greatest football play you've ever seen is when Mike Doss knocked the guy out at the 1 yard line?" I said, "Bro, I'm gonna keep it real."
What is this story? I've heard this story.
Look, bro, it's
legendary.
We was playing St. Nate, and by the way, just to make it be clear, we was inner city kids. Like these dudes was recruiting. They
Right.
had
Yeah,
everybody.
You want St. Ignatius? Yeah, for sure.
So we got over the hump and we started recruiting. We started doing our thing. We had beat them the year before on a miracle catch. Shout out to Fred Wilcox. Then the next year we played them and we played at we played them in Cleveland, right?
Yep.
And they beat us there.
At Cleveland, my senior year.
At-
So I tried to throw the halfback pass.
They call it halfback pass. They
Coach,
call
look,
this dude-
it's 4th and 1, and my dumb butt gonna say, let's do the halfback pass.
Fourth and one.
4th and 1.
We're in the huddle.
But we needed to tie the game. We like,
We overrode the coach's
No,
call.
He told the coach, I want to throw the
I said, I
halfback
want to throw the
pass.
halfback pass.
Dumbest
Like,
call I've
they
ever
gonna key
heard.
on me.
Yeah.
I want to throw the halfback pass.
Yeah.
Like, we need to score. Man, they tackled me.
Oh,
It was
4th
over.
and, like 4th on the 1 yard line?
No. Fourth, like, it was like midfield.
Yeah.
Like, we just need 1 yard to keep the drive going. But it was like
play call
it was probably like
And
2 minutes
you
left.
got tackled before you even.
Before I even got the ball,
They was like,
boom,
hey,
they
you know,
smashed. They
Nations
blitzed
be,
everybody.
They be reading their keys. I'm like, hell no,
Yes.
they ain't about to get
Right,
that off.
they ain't gonna get that off.
So we
Right.
come back and play
So
them again. and so everybody
at Kent,
at
Big
Kent.
Standard.
Who's
Now,
the
it's-
OC? He
It was
listened
30, so they beat us
he listened to you.
31-24. Go ahead, man. Listen. Go ahead.
They beat us. They beat us that game.
31-24.
We come to Kent. We come to Kent. Now we at Kent, and it's 36,000, right?
Yeah.
And we come
Kent
in,
Big Stadium.
and I be telling them all the time, we was low key blowing them out. We was low key giving them the business, but you know what they did? They came back,
They kept fighting.
kept fighting.
That's
They get into
Ignatius.
the
They
last
do
possession. We sitting there. We running three. We rushing 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
So we rushed 3. He kind of evaded. We was rushing. He stepped up. I ran right past him.
Yeah.
He stepped up and threw the ball. I don't know. Had to be 40, 50,
was the
60
quarterback?
60 yards.
Tom Mark.
Yeah, Tom Mark.
Oh, right.
Tom
Okay,
Mark.
yeah, right.
He threw.
Who's with the San Diego Chargers now?
Yep.
Yeah.
He caught,
Quarterback coach.
He caught this. The guy caught the
Pete
ball.
Couch caught it over Mikey Business.
Right,
on
and
the
Mikey,
corner.
and at the time, Mikey Business was like, "Yo, I know they coming over."
Yeah,
Oh,
he was in the
told
huddle.
you.
He blessed
He
him
told
like
him.
that.
He's
He told
like,
us.
he said,
Yes,
in the
he
huddle.
went like, listen. Go ahead, tell the story.
He said, "Listen,
So
hey dog, hey,
on the timeout, they called timeout. It's literally 5 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
And they scramble. They were the NFL before the NFL. Like anything the NFL did, they was doing.
Yeah.
So they did the whole scramble. The line went one way, the quarterback ran this way, but then he came back to get behind everybody, and he just stepped into this ball and threw it. Wow. I'm center field safety, so I just back up. You know, it's like we ain't had a victory formation.
Yeah,
it was just
you
kind of
get
like
back.
cover 3. Everybody just get as far as you can. But my cousin is Mikey Benison. He like 5'6", playing corner. So their receiver, Pete Couch, maybe 5'10", whatever, and I'm 5'10", whatever. But high school I was 6'5".
yeah, but high school, he had a couple extra,
Right.
couple extra inches. Pause.
Yes. So I'm back there, see the scramble, and I run over there. But my cousin said in the huddle, he said, "Man, I swear they coming my way, Mike. I swear they coming my way." And they just rolled out. He threw it, and Pete Couch jumped over Mikey Benison like this,
Right?
like.
And so if he catch,
Snatched it over.
So if he
Stayed on his
Listen,
feet.
if he
and stayed on
catch,
his
he
feet.
caught this ball and he was
like this. So if and this is what he did wrong. So if this the sideline.
Yeah.
If he turns this way to the pylon to the helmet, he probably scores. Wow. He catches the ball and he turns back inside. Boom to me, like what's happening, and I came. Boom!
He knocked him out of bounds so hard.
So it was so crazy. The entire stadium went crazy
because they thought they won.
They thought they tied it. It was a tight game to go to OT. They crowd going crazy. Our crowd going crazy. The referee stand right there. Dude run up and they look down. And I'm standing there and I see the pylon. I'm like, it ain't nobody touch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, the pylon is up. The pylon is up. And he just goes like this, marks it.
Oh, that's
and he
He
looked-
politicked him. He
I said,
politicked
hey,
him.
No replay there.
No
No
replay.
replay.
No replay.
So this was the last play of the game.
Last play of the game.
Wow.
And I point, I said, the
That's
clock
like a
said-
movie. That's like the movie Friday Night Lights.
I
That's how
said,
the movie
I
ended,
pointed to the
basically.
clock. I said, ref, it's over. There's no
Everybody come
time.
out the stands. It's
No,
over.
they rushed the field.
Yeah.
Everybody rushed the field. They
Oh,
carrying us off the field.
That is
Look,
awesome.
listen.
That ain't got that on film though.
Oh, it's on
That's
film.
on film.
I gotta find that play.
Of course he has
It's
it.
on film.
I gotta see that
Yeah,
play.
listen. It
Wow,
was
that is
it's
cool.
legit, bro.
So you won it. So you won in high school. You won a championship in high school.
National. National.
Now that
with the
national.
Bro, it says it
I
right here.
understand that. I understand.
National.
Now
Listen, you won it in high school, college, and the league.
Yeah, twice in high school.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And my senior year.
which one your favorite?
My senior year in high school.
So out of all your championships, your senior in high school is your favorite one.
So, to the Ohio State fans,
Don't hate.
so hold on.
Don't hate.
I gotta look to the camera.
Don't hate. He done played all the Michigans. He beat Miami.
Get him, Steve. Get a close up on him.
To the Ohio State fans, what I was able to accomplish in Columbus to come back my senior year and say, hey, I'm coming back to win a national championship. To have the foresight, God, just willed me. Everyone knows the story. My mom wanted me to get my degree. I was going to leave. I was out of there. Yeah. I was like, I'm gone. Who knows? We already taled about a year previously.
Listen, we thought like, y'all, he about to be top 10. I knew he was gonna be highly picked because we used to gamble playing college football all the time. So we gambled playing the game. We like, bro, Mike Doss out here like a 90. Right. He going to the league. He's a 90 overall.
Right.
But then he went to a 98. I said, this dude's out of here.
So I made this decision to stay, and God rest my mom. So she wanted me to stay and get my education and be the first person to graduate on our side of the family. And ultimately, I just said, when I went to the podium, I really didn't know. I was like, Lord, whatever your will, let it be done. And when I spoke it, the energy in me and the tenacity of just being, I wanted Ohio State to be better when I left than when I came in. Even though I came off us finishing number 2, I came in after that, and then my years were just trash. So they finished number 2 in '98. Yeah. Lost to Michigan State. Didn't win a national.
Oh, that was the
worst.
One of the worst losses ever in Ohio State history,
right? So now, ultimately, I decided to stay. But I said I've been used to winning on every level. I said I'm going to speak this out. I said money coming back to winning now, get my degree and win a national championship because I had won on every level since I was little league. My only loss in the championship game was to the Bears against Jamar Martin, and then Jamar Martin was too old to be playing. Shout out Jamar. We talked about
Jamar was really a grown.
He was a grown man.
He paid taxes.
Yeah, he had to pay taxes. It wasn't no weight limit back then. Yeah. He could carry the ball at 200 pounds. He was an 11-year-old. You know what I mean? So, end of the day, 10-year-old, but end of the day, I make the decision to come back. We win a national in Columbus. The greatest, when they say greatest season that I've ever been a part of, that's the greatest season that I've ever been a part of. But when it comes to remembering the greatest experience that I had to be a senior on a team that we had just won a national championship from USA Today, Tavis don't like that.
It's the state championship.
We was ranked number 1, bro. It's national.
It's okay.
Wire to wire.
I hear you.
Preseason.
Who did y'all play?
We played Ignatius. They was number 4 in the country.
State, though.
And they was number 4 in the country.
But that would be kind of cool if they took like
don't buy into this baloney. It's a state championship.
No. So anyway, to tell the story, the experience to be a captain, to be, I was 17 senior. I wasn't even 18. I didn't turn 18 till March. I'm a 17-year-old senior leading these guys, and no one thought we would do anything. Kerry Hodakovic came from Upper Arlington and Columbus because Tom McDaniels retired. Yep. It was over. Tom was done. He was like, national championship, I'm retired, we'll never get this off. It would never do this again. Kerry comes in, and we somehow just figure it out, get to the playoffs, and we get to the state championship. But far as back to the Richard Bradley story, I'm playing tailback. I'm the feature back. Yep. Mike can pull up the stats. I ran for like 1,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, something crazy.
Yeah, 25 touchdowns.
Like something, bruh.
Listen.
Listen.
You know what?
This is skeptical about that.
This is the thing about today. It's all on the internet.
No.
Listen, I literally was like,
you're going to find high school stats from
tailback
25 years ago?
Yeah, I'm the high school starting tailback and the safety.
As a senior, Mike Doss had 1,454 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns, 111 tackles, 3 interceptions, and won all-state honors and an All-American honorable mention by USA.
Did you have a lot of receiving yards too?
Thank you.
Hold on. No, this is crazy.
Yes.
So, I don't be forgetting nothing. That's true. I don't forget nothing. Yeah. So they used to put this play in specifically before this dude. And back then we was running. We gonna run left, right. We gonna run boot waggles,
Right.
scoot log.
Yes.
That's what we gonna
Yes.
do. And our screen game was devastating.
Right.
However, they put in this. Shout out to Coach Gott Miller. I don't know where he's at by now.
Yep.
But he put in this play called a delay. He scored on it the first Ignatius game, a delay. Then they put it back in. They was running it back when we played Marion Harding in the playoffs. And that was the play that Mike Dawes had. So he pulled his socks down over his shoes.
Like a spat. I thought it was a natural spat.
And they was so hot.
Right.
And then I was like, no. At this point, I had already full-fledged turned into like G. Bush, Darkwing Duck. I was running. I might have bikes. I had all the. I said, listen.
The wristband.
I said, listen.
We was clean. We had swag before anybody really had swag. We was clean.
You guys were the swag
We was the
originators.
swag.
They ran our asses off though, and because they was not playing. I got this black tape, but it wasn't even tape. It was like electrical tape. So it was coming off like I didn't know about it. And when they asked me where I got it from, I just said my man Mark D gave it to me. So
Shout out Mark D.
But we had to run.
Guys, let's leave it here for now, but I do want to get back. Before the end of the show, we got to get to the squirrel story.
Yes.
And I know we got to ask Mike, talk about Peyton Manning a little bit for a second.
And we got some viewer questions from
Yes.
Mike, so we might have to do those in overtime.
Yes,
we
we can
have
do those.
a ton of
Yeah.
viewer questions from Mike. Real quick, we're going to talk Guardians, but before we do that, I want to remind everybody that the USFL is back. The Browns may not be playing till August, September, but there is pro football in Canton. Check them out at USFL.com. Tickets on sale. They're cheap, family fun for everybody. Great seats start at just $10. Check them out, USFL.com.
Go see my man Boogie.
Yeah, that was
Our guy
you guys had
Boogie,
fun time with him yesterday?
Yeah, dope. Super
cool.
dope.
All right, guys. So Tanner Bybee is getting the call up today. The Guardians need all the help they can get right now. It's early, so we don't want to panic, but they're playing like absolute trash right now. They suck at the moment.
Yeah.
The sticks. I told I was gonna be non-knee jerk. I said, when do we gotta wait to talk about it? I said Memorial Day, but right now it's looking kind of.
I think you separate short term and long term. I'm not saying. I think
bad.
to say the Guardians are going to stink the whole season would be a mistake. To say they stink right now is completely fair.
It is. I mean,
I just don't understand the thing with the Guardians that hits different is
those
they
stats.
look at their
Terrible.
power.
that's terrible.
29th in home runs, strikeouts at 178. And
That's even the most disturbing because last year they didn't strike out that much. They got on base.
Hold on. 29th is actually second fewest. So it's the second fewest.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense.
okay, right.
Home runs.
Well, you
We got to
Yeah,
figure out a way because we
yeah.
can't say second because then you think it's second most.
Right,
It's actually
okay. I was
29th,
a little
second
confused by that.
fewest.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
But when you look at their lineup in totality, not a single player outside of Miles Straw, who's been in a massive slump the last week and a half,
Yeah, not a
is performing
surprise.
to the expectations that we as a panel had for them before the season. Even Jose is not off to the start.
yeah,
that we expected.
everybody, like, who's having
Nobody. The answer is nobody.
Stephen Kwan.
Miles Straw is really the only player on the entire roster doing better than we thought they would.
right. And
Yes. That's
Yeah.
yes.
And we kind of talked about this.
Yeah.
We said, when you got a lot of guys who are young and you basically overproduced, now you come back to this year and you could see theoretically 2-3 of these guys not perform as well as they
Right.
did last year.
Right.
Miles Straw, and by the way, even Miles Straw, he was
Come
batting
back to
300.
reality.
He's down to
he
253.
came down a
and
lot.
He started out over 300, 340.
Yeah,
So-
and the really disturbing thing is they've been playing poorly against bad teams.
Yeah, that's the
It's
worst
not even like
part.
they're playing Colorado. Colorado's awful.
When
And
the
they
last
just lost
time-
2 in a row to Colorado.
When the last time they won it? It was like 6 years ago.
Last time they won
The
what?
World
Like
Series.
Colorado never won the World Series.
I swear they did.
No.
Really?
They was in
it
the
was
World
like,
Series.
oh,
They-
maybe they was in it.
Against the Red Sox.
Okay, they was in it and they lost. All right, I'm about to say I know. I ain't
That was
tripping.
with Dante Bichette and
Okay.
Matt
10
Holliday.
years
and all
ago?
those. No, more than that.
Really?
There was a time.
Now all their sons are in the league.
There was a time. Well, actually, I think the Guardians or Indians lost, and they were going to play them because they was up 3-1.
Yes,
the Red Sox.
that year. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
up 3-1.
Mike, obviously you played baseball. Are you into baseball at all now?
I am not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I would say that's just the facts of it. I don't
You're not
look and watch.
You wouldn't
no.
watch. Even with the new pitch clock, the games go
The games
faster.
are going much faster.
Yeah, you know what? You should tune in. You'll be surprised.
I have 3 daughters who are in cheer. My Saturdays with pom-poms and makeup and everything is
You know, it's so crazy, but back then, it just goes to show you what happens. Back then, everybody played baseball.
Yeah.
Like, you just had, like, it was like even the basketball players played, the football players played, everybody played.
That's a shame.
Especially in the hood. Everybody, we go to Shannonfeld, we'd be down there and playing. So it's like, and then by the way, they used to let this dude try to switch hit too. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm lefty. So
What?
I'm actually a lefty.
You tried to switch
I'm a lefty. I could do it. I was a left-handed catcher. That's how good I was.
You see this dude?
I was like
what you played?
a left-handed catcher.
Yeah.
So this is not how hard that was.
I never.
The last time there was a
I
left-hander.
never really seen that.
The last time there was a left-hander that played catcher.
The first time I actually heard that.
I was a catcher in high school as a lefty too.
See?
But there was a guy named Mike Squires for the White Sox in the early '80s who played catcher. He was a lefty.
Left-handed.
I don't think he played it that much, but he played it a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's a shame. When I was a kid, you know, I'm older than all you guys, but when I was a kid, growing up in New York City, everybody played baseball.
That's like
it didn't matter what your background was, your race, your religion, none of it. Every single kid played
I
baseball.
swear baseball is like the first sport that every kid played. Like Muni League where you go to the rec and sign up, like it's always baseball. So I don't know why. I don't know why today kids don't play
It's
baseball.
easy.
It's
I think part of it is
soccer.
now
I'll play soccer first.
Now everybody, it's got to be organized or they don't play. Like we used to just go to the park and play baseball, football, basketball.
Well,
now it's like everything's organized.
Video
It's the
games
video
is
game.
if you got your phone, your tablets, your iPad, you ain't even getting
These
outside.
kids don't even go outside no
Although
more.
my son and I were playing MLB The Show.
And that's,
Oh, I got
And
that.
I am kicking your ass, Aaron. I'm winning 3-0 going to the 7th inning.
He hangs out with his son like they cool. Like, it be, you know how they be doing. They
My
friends.
son's 10
Right.
too. Your
Yeah.
daughter's in 4th grade, right?
Yes. Yep.
So I think
Fun age.
back then,
Yes.
like his uncle was the coach of the team. Like his uncle was a coach. He used to play for the Yankees. I used to play for the Royals. So back then, my dad was the coach. So they just basically told you, oh no, you gonna play. And back then, we was playing big schedules. We had to play these dudes 4 times.
We had a 30-game season.
We was 30 games.
That's
We was 30 games.
We had like 15.
Between 8 and 12.
Yeah.
We had real stadiums. We had our
Clocks, playing under the lights.
Shannonfeld night games. Like you,
Night
years
games.
old.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
No, legit. Shannonfeld was the deal.
Everybody was there.
Yes.
People would show up.
Yes.
And it was.
The MC on the mic.
Still around?
No.
It's
That's a
not.
shame.
Unfortunately,
Kid Mighty Mites.
Kid
That's
Mighty
what I
Mites
always
baseball.
talk about it. Back then, you had an opportunity that if you wanted to play, whether it was at Babe Stern,
Correct.
and we played at the Southeast Community Center. Me and Mike Doss teamed up to win in the streets. The Urban League champion. Shout out to the BC Hawks. Me and Mike Doss played. Me and Mike Doss played on the squad. We was playing teams that was AAU
basketball,
guys.
Summer League. Before
AAU.
AAU was AAU.
I did all that too.
It's not documented.
That's not documented.
Not documented. It's not documented.
Like, what is wrong with you? Now, get back to the Guardians.
Last thing on the Guardians, I am excited to see Tanner Bybee pitch. They called up Logan Allen. He pitched great in his first start.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, and Bybee's going to pitch today.
Yes.
And so hopefully he'll do well. But
What are your expectations for him in his debut?
I think he got,
4 strikeouts.
8. Well, because Allen had 8.
What's the
Allen
over-
got
what's
eight.
the
You
over
think
and
he
under?
gonna get 8?
What's the
I
over
mean, he's
under?
pitching against a terrible team in Colorado.
It's cold.
Let me look up the over under.
Listen, that's a lot. So like I said,
I was
I'm
gonna say
expecting
8.
him to pitch
I was gonna say
well.
what's the over under? What's the over under?
I
You can bet on
would
anything
say,
these
Hold on
days.
one sec.
I
you
would
can
say
bet on
over under
anything
6.
today.
I would say over under 6, but I think he's gonna get 8.
That's
You can bet on anything today. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you can.
You better tell you.
You can bet on who's getting drafted in what spot.
wow.
Except if y'all listen,
Wow.
I don't-
y'all Players Association cash, y'all might want to tell them they can't do that.
You know what's so dumb
Don't do
about that
that.
rule?
Don't do
You know
that.
what's so dumb is
Right.
It's 5.5, by the way.
Okay.
a
All right,
couple,
there you
a
go.
couple of those guys who got suspended on the Lions
Yeah.
there, they like the guys who bet on. You can't bet on the NFL. You
Right.
know that.
Yeah.
But a couple of guys that got suspended,
College.
including Jameson. What's his name?
Williams.
Jameson Williams.
Williamson.
He got suspended only because he made the bet in the Lions facility.
Yeah.
Which is so stupid. That's a dumb rule. Like,
On
what's
his
the difference?
phone?
He
Like,
bet on.
wow.
I think it was basketball.
He bet on
Okay.
basketball within the facility, but there are strict
That's dumb.
NFL rules, and they go through, and this is what I heard on a podcast from Peter Schrager, who works for NFL Network.
Yeah.
Before the season started, even last year, and Williams was a rookie, they went through a strict CBA agreed
Seminar.
upon training.
Yeah, so they should
They always do.
So listen, it may not be a big of a deal, but they were instructed directly. Do
I
not
hear
do
ya.
this on team facilities.
I hear you. They knew it, so it's their fault,
Yep.
but it's still a stupid rule. It was
It's
the
a
same thing
stupid
with
rule.
Josh Gordon. It's
Yeah.
Josh Gordon's fault that his career went down the toilet, but it's still stupid to suspend guys for marijuana, at least
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I got
So, but, it is what it is. But hopefully the Guardians will get on. I'm with you. I'm taking the over on Tanner Bybee. I
I'm
want
taking the over.
strikeouts,
I'll
too.
take the over.
They need these young pitchers to come through because the rest of the team is kind of crap in the bed right now.
You think the offense comes back to life? Because they've got
Been
one run in
awful.
2 games against Colorado,
Again-
and those were the Rockies' 2 worst pitchers.
Wow.
They don't have any good pitchers. I guess their best pitcher is Marquez, who's pitching today. He's coming off the injured list to pitch for the Rockies today. The Guardians are probably a pretty big favorite, no? Are they a big favorite?
After that, I'll look it up
bet you
again.
they'll-
I
They
think
were
it's-
they were big
I
favorites.
I
first
think
2
they
games.
1.5.
It's gonna be I just got the feeling it's gonna be a middling season. I just
Wow.
like 85 and 85. something
I
like-
still think they're going to be fine, but
I
they're
don't
playing like crap right
I don't think they get to 90 wins.
now. 88 might be enough to
Yeah,
win the division.
yeah, I don't
Nobody.
know.
The White Sox have the third
Yeah,
worst
they
record in baseball.
1.5
right now. That's
favorite.
crazy.
Okay.
It is crazy.
Somebody
with
gotta
all
go.
that
Hey,
talent.
Bull, question for you, then we'll get back to Mike real
Yeah.
quick. We had Coach Chris Valleca on the show, who was awesome.
Right.
At what point does his seat start to get a little hot?
I mean, it's never really the hitting coach's fault. Everybody, the hitting coach gets blamed when the hitting's not going well. It's certainly way too early, but like,
He
that's
ain't
just
swinging the
lame.
bat.
Right. He's giving them encouragement.
Right.
Like, hey,
No,
like,
I'm asking.
Yeah,
We
it
don't want
was
you to swing to his 03.
way longer than this. I mean, they hit great last year. It's only been a few weeks, and they started off fine. It's just now they're really slumping, and Naylor's been a disaster.
I'm gonna blame it on the weather, man.
The weather's
It is
been
cold.
awful.
It
but-
ain't turned yet.
When it get warm,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
after
The
Memorial,
ball jumps
I'm
off
with
the
G.
bat,
After
everything.
Memorial Day, if it ain't
Yeah.
picked up, then it is what
I
it
do
is.
have to throw this aside out there. Why is this always the take sign?
Right.
I don't know.
Why,
don't know why that
like
is.
right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sure why
it's kind of like
Yeah.
universal. This
Yeah.
is always take.
I know. Although guys rarely get the take
Said
sign
take
these
till
days.
it's 0-3.
Yeah, well, you little kids, like little kids, you don't get kids
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take sign.
By the
Take
way,
it to
Mike,
0-3.
are you coming to help me coach my Little League kids on Thursday?
Yes, sir. I will be there.
All right, good. I
There you
need someone
go.
to throw pitches. My body is killing me.
I haven't thrown a pitch in forever, so I
I've
don't know
thrown
what
like
to expect.
I think I've thrown 1,000 pitches in the last 2 weeks. My arm is hanging by a thread here. I can't do
Is
it
this
anymore.
underhand pitch?
Bull, I don't know if I can
No,
throw a strike,
baseball.
and you invited me too.
Right, they do underhand
Well,
pitch.
you'll play. I need you to play catcher. Come on,
Oh, that I can do.
dude. I'm really
Left-handed
pissed right
too.
now. I'm
Left-handed
pissed off,
too, Mike.
guys. I am pissed off because my best player, the best player on my team,
Okay.
the dad told me he's going to miss a bunch of games because he's playing lacrosse also.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh man, because this kid's really good.
Tell him,
Man, sorry,
lacrosse ain't
man.
gonna pay
Sorry,
the
Bull.
bills.
Hey, you better
yeah,
find
it
another place.
is.
Lacrosse ain't gonna pay the bills.
Yeah, it is.
It will. You can get a free
I'm
scholarship.
about to say,
man.
lacrosse, you get
Go
an
to
easier
Brown,
scholarship
Harvard,
in
you go-
lacrosse
yeah,
than
you go-
baseball.
For
All
sure.
right, kind of.
Baseball, they split scholarships.
My kid's can throw really hard. He probably throws the ball harder than any other kid.
This your
on the team.
10-year-old.
10 years old.
Okay.
Right?
You said your son throws.
My son throws really hard. The problem is
He's not active.
I can't have him pitch because he can't throw the ball over the plate.
Oh.
He'll throw it 1,000,000 miles an hour. But so the other day I was like, let me see what he looks like on the mound.
You got to get a new catcher. You got to get a catcher that can stop the ball.
Well, he
Nothing-
can throw all balls. So I'm working as a coach that's working on it with him. But
If your son pitch, you got to get the most athletic guy as catcher so he can stop the ball.
yeah, well,
That's what they did to me in Munich because I had a really strong arm, but
yeah.
my accuracy wasn't great. So they switched the catcher. He was like, just let it rip. Your catcher gonna catch everything.
So my
figure it out.
catchers are both solid. They're identical twins. I have 2 catchers, identical twins. I can't
Wow.
tell them apart.
That's crazy.
I
Dylan
can't
and
tell
Tyler.
them apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's their name?
Dylan and Tyler.
Oh, they went with completely opposite names.
So what questions we got from the fans, Mike?
Yeah, we got.
We
wanna-
got some
let's get to
fan
the
questions from Mike,
now.
Yeah,
and
they-
we're gonna save the squirrel story.
And we'll save the squirrel story
overtime.
till
Yeah,
overtime.
Yeah, we
that's
can
for
finish.
overtime.
We'll finish with the squirrel.
They
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
know
Yep.
who your favorite safety has been since you left Ohio State. Who is your favorite safety after you left Ohio State? Who was your favorite to watch?
Whoever we're number 2.
Kurt Coleman.
We have some legit viewer questions.
Go ahead, Mike. Go
There's
ahead.
these in here, and these questions are brought to us by Calling Racing, the official NASCAR team. of Northeast Ohio. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to run through these, Mike. You ready?
Okay.
Yes.
This from Joseph Rascos. If you race Tyvus again, would you win?
No. We talked about
That's
that
not
before the
fair.
show.
Mike's a lot older than Ty.
No,
Yeah.
he talking about in the car.
Oh, in the car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you were talking
yeah.
about
In the
I
car?
think that's what he's talking about.
Well,
I think
actually,
he means the car.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
you guys run?
For sure.
What did you guys run at the combine?
I was 4.47.
4.46.
Hey, but
Got him again.
That was hand time?
Yeah.
Was that
No,
hand
no,
time? Mine was
no.
electric.
FAT.
Mine was electric.
Mine was FAT.
Like-
was like-
FAT. 4.46
I will
FAT.
give-
Look it
I
up.
mean-
You know how I looked up your stats? Look me up.
But I had football speed.
Now I'm
football
looking up the
speed.
stats of the cars. Now I don't know what you said. You drove in and what? You I think
He got Range Rover.
Oh, okay.
So I was on cruise control.
So
I was too.
so would you drive in?
Tahoe.
Okay. Now let somebody look up that on the dash. I don't know what they got on the dash.
Range Rover got me beat.
The supercharged.
It's not
I'm not
about
trying to
that.
get
It's
any
about
tickets.
who drives the car.
any state troopers listening?
Yeah.
I'm 71
We're all
South.
driving. We're all
I'm
driving slowly
safely
going
with
home.
my seatbelt on.
That was not me doing 87 miles an hour.
Number
Go ahead,
2.
Mike.
Next question is from Diver Bob 33. He says,
Yeah.
Mike, what do the Buckeyes need to do to start beating up on that team from up north again?
Oh my God! 2 losses in a row.
They just got to take it serious. Unfortunately, they just got to really take it personal and really get to that week and know what's on the line. You got a lot of kids. My biggest thing, Coach Tressel, and would say, we got to, put a gate around the state of Ohio, keep our talent in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a opportunity that you recruit so widely that these young guys don't feel that personal rivalry. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting guys from California, Florida, Texas.
They didn't grow up with it.
They didn't grow up with it. So, just getting it back to the brass roots a little bit, and really just saying, hey, this is the grown man's game, and taking it a little bit more personal.
Do you agree with your man Maurice? By the way, I did not know that you lived in such high proximity to one another.
They live next door.
That's crazy.
really?
They live next door to each other.
Like crazy. He's like, I see.
so
I
funny.
said, you see Maurice? He said, I see him every day. I said, that's kind of strange, dog. Like, then I got it.
Then I live right around the corner. They never invited me over.
Oh, for real?
Right around the corner. They never invited me over.
Yeah, I don't even know where you live. That's how look. He know where I live.
See what I'm
You see what I'm
saying?
saying? See how secretive he
Hey, you
is?
should just pull up.
Yeah, just pull up.
I stay
Yeah.
9 minutes away from his house.
Anytime.
What's the next question, Mike?
This from PMCB. Mike, what is your single favorite game you played as a Buckeye?
My single favorite game I played as a Buckeye, that first win against that team up north. Going up there, we hadn't beaten them up north since 1987. Tressel's first game, it checked the box for the promise he made at the basketball game, and I had 2 INTs. So I was balling.
Everybody remember the 2 big games.
I don't. Yeah,
Them 2 big games.
He be around the football. He be around the football. I don't know how he get him, but he be there. I'm like, that's crazy.
And Dustin told me he was probably going to go to Penn State.
Yep.
And then Tressel called him.
At that basketball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that changed his mind.
Changed his mind. I told him to come on too. I said, look, I got you, bruh. I got you. Just come down here. We're going to be all right.
Good call. Good call.
All right,
Go ahead,
next
Mike.
one's from Mick the Dog. Mike, who is the toughest guy you ever had to tackle?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Fred Taylor. We had our battles. Fred Taylor, Jacksonville Jaguars in the league. Physical, power back.
Freaky
and
team.
I smashed him one time when I was a rookie. He fumbled.
Yeah.
And then, I got up, talked a little smack. And the next time we played, it's division. He ran me over for the game with a touchdown. So we went back and forth a couple times. It was a lot of
He's a
fun.
really good back.
No, he really. Fred Taylor was.
Did you play against T.J. Duckett?
Yes.
Oh, he's
That's
loaded.
Yeah,
That was a big
yeah, so, and I would say that was one of my favorite games. That I had a career game. So against Michigan State, the first time I actually got true minutes. So it was garbage minutes. We were losing.
Yeah.
They put me in, and I I had the most tackles in a single game against Michigan State. I had, I think, 16 in one game, and T.J. Duckett was their running back. So yeah.
Is that the most you ever had in a
in
game?
one game? Yeah.
I think I had the same thing.
We was playing. It might have been 18.
We was playing.
Look, it might have been 18, G. Bush. Check the stats,
Wait a
Mike.
minute.
Can you go check the stats?
Put some more sauce on that.
1999.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I got
Yeah, please. It might have been 18. It might have been 18.
Yeah.
I will
Check
take
the
that
stats.
stat. War Pigs wants to know, Mike, how much has the way Ohio State coaches coach their team changed in the last 2 decades since you've left?
It's just the game is just it's a lot softer.
Yes, it
I
is.
would say that the game is a lot softer. It's so much more exposure to things, social media, people's personalities. A coach could say something you never think it would get out the locker room, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you heard that. I mean, so almost like Antonio Brown in the locker room going live on Instagram at one time with Mike T. It's it's just too much exposure. So I think the coaches have to be a lot more delicate in how they direct their message. So
No, you can say what it is, Mike. The kids is soft nowadays. They just
the kids
you
grow up
can't
different,
you
man.
can't
You can't yell at the kids.
Yeah, you can't yell at them. Like the
can't
stuff
cuss
that
them
they
out.
said
And they
to
getting
us
paid now.
that
Look,
you can
hey,
never
you
say to the
they
kids.
getting
now.
paid to
Sometimes
play.
coaches did cross the line, though.
They
There are
did.
examples.
They did.
But yeah, there's a
But
balance.
that's what I'm saying. They
We've gone
can't.
too far the other way.
And
Right.
in
Yeah.
college now, they'll just say, "I'm hopping in the
Yeah,
portal.
I'll
Like,
go
I'm
to the
gone.
portal. Yeah,
Like,
so
you
you
ain't
gotta
about
be
to
more
talk to me. Like, I'm
Yeah,
gone."
there's a lot of sensitive. You got sensitive.
Exactly. They're sensitive.
And there was
players.
nobody coming back for no senior years. Like,
Right.
look, I'm gonna come back for the what?
Right.
That is unheard of. Like, we might get smoked in this Final Four anyway. Like, I play Georgia, and Alabama. No,
Right.
Mike, you got time for one more?
We do have one last real quick one. This is from Phil Bowman. He says, I know NIL deals weren't around when you were in college, Mike, but what'd you do to make money while you were a Buckeye?
That's a great question.
Hey, hold on.
Make sure you say it right.
It's
now.
an unofficial NIL deal, and everybody at Ohio State was on the unofficial NIL deal back then. Tell your story.
I truly worked in the apartment complex where I lived. I used to clean out the vacant apartments, and I would paint the vacant apartments for extra money. So that was something I did to make a little bit of grocery money. Take my girlfriend and my wife now to the movies. So at the end of the day, I don't have that Tavis lifestyle.
Whoa! I didn't have no money. I didn't get paid.
Hey, back then, they used to tell them that, but when they came along, they started having them stay for the summer and giving them the bag. They said,
They do that.
Scholarships.
They do
I'm
that.
like, my brother started, I'm like, hey,
You
he
can't
paid
do
for
that.
college. I said, when they start
If you stay for me, you get money.
More questions for Mike in overtime. Peyton
But wait.
Manning, the squirrel story. Go
Squirrel
ahead.
story, I have the stats.
Go
There
ahead.
is a clear winner. Mike Doss career tackles, or career high in tackles single game, 16. Tyvis Powell, career high tackles in a single game, according to Pro Football Reference College, 13.
Let's go.
They have high school
Let's
stats?
go.
No, it's
No,
college.
College.
Yes.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
Was that against the Navy? Because that's
It was against the Navy.
Yeah.
We'll see
Tyvis
you in
Powell with the Navy
overtime.
score.
Yes.
Overtime coming up.
Navy,
Navy. Did Navy
ain't
run
like-
He only had
yeah, they did.